Yo, what's going on, man? What's everybody doing, man? It's WRAPSTAR Boxing in the motherfucking house. Yo, everybody smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. What is happening to everybody in the boxing world? What is the movement now? What is people speaking about? Because to be honest, boxing's a bit dead. To be honest, boxing's a bit dead. I'm not really too motivated in the end of the year. Tyson Fury, Derek Chisora, that's not really doing it for me. Tyson Fury and Derek Chisora is not really doing it for me. But look, thanks for everyone coming in the building. We got a special guest, the man himself. Everybody wants to talk about him, whether they agree with him or they don't. We got the one and only Rick Glaser. How's it going, pal?
Good. WRAPSTAR. What is this Rick Glaser versus WRAPSTAR? What is that versus shit?
I don't know. Is that what we put on there? Versus? Have we
Yeah.
got verses on there? No. Is there just a talk, a debate, just how we talk?
No, it says versus, but it's all right.
Okay, look, there's no verses. Look, one thing about Rick Glazier and Rapstar, we're both with strong testosterone, but we respect each other. And I think, Rick, if you know about me, I think we do have a lot of respect for you on this channel. We like you getting off what you need to get off, whether we agree or disagree.
That's right. That's right.
I
Could you
don't
do
need
me
to
a favor?
look.
Could you
You've
do me
been
a
you've
favor?
been very respectful towards us, so I don't want
Oh,
all that
absolutely.
free smoke. I don't need to be disrespectful to you in any shape or form because we disagree. We're grown men.
Right, right, right. Could you take that
Ridiculous.
Stephen Espinoza's picture down? Seriously. I,
We're
I
gonna take him down in a minute. I do want to talk to you about him.
he's not good for the eyes. There's no question about that.
I mean,
So
look, this is all I'm gonna say. This Jake Paul and Stephen Espinoza's duo, Showtime Boxing, is this a black eye on boxing? Really? They're taking venues, dates from other fighters to push Jake Paul. What's the integrity of Showtime? Were they not built and bred from Showtime Boxing? But now Showtime are part of YouTube Boxing. Now, what's the situation here? Is this a time to call it out for what it is? That this is really a scam? What do you think about this?
go to my latest tweet. I called it a charade. I mean, it's what it is. I mean, it's fraudulent boxing. It's a charade. It's not boxing. It's just pure entertainment. I mean, does boxing have entertainment value? Yes, but you need real fighters. And this guy is just, I don't care what Mauricio Suleiman says. I don't care what anybody says. This is a charade. Whether he's not beating real professional boxers. He's beating old guys, celebrity boxers, MMA guys. Put him in the ring with a real boxer. That's what I have to say about it. And
Yeah,
that's the
but we
story.
we got to keep it real now. They've got the brand, they got this movement going on,
They
and
they
you
they they completely tanked the last pay-per-view show. Now the other night, I don't know what they did yet, but the last one they really tanked bad. They didn't do shit. Okay, I mean, this whole thing's a fraud. Anybody with they hardly did any people there the other day, and I don't know where it was, Phoenix or wherever what it was. They hardly did any people there, and it's just a charade. I mean, it is what it is, but it's
but
not real boxing.
but Rick, mate, listen, I got to tell you this. They've done it. I mean, Showtime have got involved with a guy who's selling a product, and they've made a product which is good enough to
Mhm.
expose the end of the MMA fighters. You got to remember, they've trained this kid, they've given him all kinds of stuff, they've got him to where they need to be. He's good enough to beat a 50-year-old Anderson Silva. He's good
Well,
enough to beat an MMA guy who
okay,
doesn't
that's
know
great.
how to use
That's
his
great.
hands,
And that's
right?
what I just said. That's what he's fighting. Put him in with a real fighter and see what happens. Real professional boxer and see what happens. Put him in with a professional boxer that's 20-4, 25-5. Somebody can fight a little bit, even 15-2. Somebody like that. He's going to get his clock cleaned. That's all there is to it.
No, but look, at the end of the day, Rick, to be fair with you, they've scammed it really well. They've got the fans. They've got enough attraction that they're taking away the attraction from boxers. Now, what I don't like, I support the people getting in the ring, but now I'm getting a bad taste in my mouth because they're using boxers' names like Canelo Alvarez, and Showtime is letting this sneaky movement happen for what they're doing.
Listen, Canelo's not fighting him. Come on, please.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. I mean, they would have to have homicide detectives ringside, for Christ's sake. Jesus, it'd be terrible.
But how long can they do this? I mean, he's going to get exposed at some
As
point.
long as they can find donkeys to fight him, celebrity type of MMA guys that are shot and old, YouTubers to fight him, that's fine. They're not fighting real fighters. They're just not going to. It's just a charade. That's what it is. It's a scam that's not illegal. Let's put it that way to you.
Right, I just want to answer to the chat. Ghost, I'm just telling you this, Ghost. I'm not a hater. I'm all appreciative of the money they make. But I come from a breaded boxing family. I come from boxing. And this is a fucking embarrassment.
Right.
You got to remember this, Ghost. I'm a boxing hardcore analyst channel. I know that Jake Paul, you got to respect what he's doing in the ring. But now they're using my sport to maximize the money, and the network is pushing it. So I'm saying, as the integrity of what the sport is about,
that
Jake
just
Paul,
shows you how far. That just shows you how low Showtime's climbed.
It's a shit show. It's a shit show.
Right.
Because if I send you a fighter, a real fighter, which is maybe like a John Ryder, even let me send you someone from England like a Callum Smith, he will expose Jake Paul so bad that this is a real shambles. And now they're trying to make money out of the sport, and they're taking away the dates, the venues, they're taking away exposure from other boxers. Now, is it the boxing? Is it boxers'
I don't
fault?
agree.
Is
I
it
don't
boxing's fault? Is it boxing's fault for letting Jake Paul enter the mainstream of boxing?
I blame that on Showtime. I don't blame that on anybody else. It's Showtime. They're so desperate for content that sells on pay-per-view because they have no budget. It's ridiculous, but it is what it is.
Yeah, but it's goofy like a bitch.
Yep.
These guys are falling for it because they're falling for it.
This guy here, this Ghost X, says he supports Jake Paul. Okay, well, it's good. You support him. Now, with my money or not.
Support him. Nobody's saying not support him. But Showtime are playing a fucking game here. Showtime are basically shitting on everybody in front of your face. They have no integrity, no morals. Hey, look.
Well, wait, hold on. You're talking about Stephen Espinoza? You're talking about integrity and morals? Come on now. Please.
Yeah, but stick with boxing for fuck's sake.
That's right. That's right. Let's move on to a better subject.
Well, let's keep it moving. I want to ask you about this. Let me get the picture up, to be honest. I want your opinions of
compared
this.
To dishonest?
No. Yeah, here we go. Black Prime.
Yep.
Black Prime Boxing now has signed Adrian Broner since the last time I spoke to you.
Right.
Now, Black Prime, they said, have got a meeting with, well, they don't say it, but I've got some sources that say that Demetrius Andrade is now in meetings with Black Prime. Now, first, everybody's shitting on Black Prime. They're like, who the fuck are these guys? What we found out is that some of these guys have had some trouble with the law years ago, but that don't matter. Everyone who's in boxing isn't a perfect angel. What have you got for us on Black Prime?
Yeah, they're in talks with Demetrius Andrade that I know. If they sign him up, expect an announcement by Wednesday. That's all. It's that simple. We'll see what happens.
What you got with this company? Anything else that we need to know, because we're trying to find out who these players are.
They're legitimate. The money's there. They're legitimate, and they're trying to break it. They're trying to do multiple things. They're trying to get their app well known, number one, and they're trying to enter the boxing business, number two. There's two different things, but they're combining their efforts into one, and this is how they're doing it. So it's signing up Terrence Crawford versus David Azavanian. Azanesian, and then also signing up Adrian Broner. Broner's not on this show coming up in December. He's not on until February.
So is
So
Black Prime a
Andrade
real
would be
player? Because the fans have been getting a lot of information, and some people are calling Black Prime a scam artist. Black Prime are ex-gangsters who've had problems with the law. Black Prime are just here to just use boxing to wash money. There's
no,
so much
none of it,
bullshit.
none of it's true. None of that shit's
So
true.
Black Prime is actually coming into boxing as a long-term player.
Yep, they plan on doing that. Yes, whether they do or not, of course, is a different issue. But that's what they're working on. Yes.
Is this a
Mhm.
similar um, situation how DAZN came into boxing?
No, not really. Um, Not really. The difference is the zone was trying to be in the boxing business. They're trying to get an app off the ground for multi entertainment purposes, and they're trying to get boxing off the ground too, combination. Where the zone is trying to do boxing with a new app and stuff like that. A little different because they're going to have other programming on there like music and all maybe movies and all kinds of other stuff eventually. That's what the game plan is. A lot. Put it this way: other entertainment. Let's leave it like that.
Right, but they're a real commodity. The just like you're saying, the Black Prime is got the money.
Hmm.
The they are not just here to make a mediocre out of boxing. They are trying to be in boxing. So look, I'm just gonna tell the fans. I know you guys will be hearing a lot of negative stuff about Black Prime. This man is in boxing and he's telling you Black Prime is putting these fights on. Because now everybody believes that this fight in December ain't gonna happen. Because leaving it such short time, leaving 7, 8 weeks to promote
Well,
a fight.
There's a difference. They can do that because of the fact that they're their own network and their own entity. Where when you're promoting a show and it's on Showtime and it's pay per view, is they need more lead in time. But these people could do it on their own, independently of the networks, and do it on their app. So yeah, so that's the difference. That's why they can do it on a shorter notice.
So them being an app, them being a
Well,
network.
that they not the fact that they're an app, the fact that they are their own entity and they don't have to rely on cable or satellite.
Right, but they're a network now. Essentially, you can
Correct.
say they're the platform,
Correct.
they're the broadcaster, right?
Correct. Correct. Correct.
So
Yep.
let's clean up boxing for the casuals. So Terence Crawford doing a deal with the network, the broadcaster.
Hmm.
Where's the promoter go in this? Because
Well,
Black
they're
Prime's not a promoter.
well they are going to be a promoter too. That's what they're going to be. They're going to be
Okay.
everything all wrapped up in one.
So they're basically essentially a company which is all wrapped up in one with as a promoter, broadcaster, and know how to promote their fighters and be able to sell their fighters on their platform.
That's what they're attempting to do. Correct.
They're not gonna so essentially they're not working with promoters to
What
promote
does
their
this guy
fights.
say here? What's he
Who?
saying? No what?
Where?
I don't know. It's on the screen here. No.
Oh no, Con. He's talking to somebody in the chat.
Oh, okay.
So this is what Con says. Who is the face of Black Prime then, Rick? Con wants to know who is the
Well,
real player.
it looks like Terrence Crawford.
This is the player. Here we go. This is the player.
Lose. One.
Terence Crawford dancing. No, they
It,
got 10 million.
his name is Desmond.
Desmond
So
Tutu.
no, just Desmond. I don't know. I can't. I was told his last name, but but I don't. It begins with a G. It's not Glazer. I'll tell you that. But it does begin with a G.
So this is what Con says. Who is the promoter for Crawford and Avanesian fight? Now I know that Avanesian was getting promoted by Frank Warren.
Right. He still is, but it's not his show, and he's lent what's his name out, David Azavanian for this
So
as
when you say
Venetian.
that the promoters lent him out, can you please rephrase that for the casuals again?
Yeah, it's like
What's
they
the
get a
term
fee.
of lending out a fighter?
They get a fee. There's a package, and the promoter gives his fighter X amount of dollars, and he keeps X amount of dollars.
So the promoter gets his fee.
Yep.
Uh, it's like a charge, isn't it? It's like a charge. You're using my
Yeah.
fighter. This
Yep.
is how much you got to pay me.
No, not really. It's the charge comes from the fighter. It comes from the total purse from the fighter. It's not a separate fee. It's and he pays the fighter what he wants to pay the fighter. So that's how it works. In a provision of services agreement. That's what it's called.
And at this point, Crawford don't need to give no money to no one. He's going
No,
directly to the broadcaster and taking the money.
of course.
Okay, okay. Now, being a broadcaster like that to sell a fight, not really you put a fight together before. There's a lot of I don't know. There's a lot of this conspiracies going on. Like, can they do it? Are
Well,
they able to put on such
they've
an
hired
event?
several boxing guys, several boxing event guys, and they've hired a boxing operations guy. That'll come out in the next couple of days, and that's what they're doing. I mean, they're hiring people to do
Mm.
the work. It's not hard. It only takes money.
Yeah, at the end of the day, money talks, bullshit walks. So let me ask you this. I've got, let's just say I've got a huge company and my tax bracket is 20 million pounds. Instead of 20 million pounds, I come see you and you telling me that if you had the money and the investor, could you put this whole show on together yourself?
Could I?
Yes, you.
Well, I'd have to hire some people out. I would do some of the work myself, but I couldn't do everything. There's not enough hours in a day. I mean, you need an event coordinator, you
Mm.
need a matchmaker, you need a director of operations. You need a whole bunch of people to do a show. I mean, it takes about. You need a PR person. You need 6 people.
Yeah, so Black Prime also are going to start to pay people to get certain things done.
Right. What does
They're
this
going to
guy say?
use different
Who if
people's
they get
services.
fights?
So they're going.
Well, yeah, that's what they're doing. They're going to hire people out, and that's what they're going to do. That's the way to do it. And you pay him per show. You don't pay him a salary. You pay him every time you do a show. You pay him. That's all.
Well, this is
That's
what
how it works.
Hallam from England says. Well, if they get fights for Bud, Broner, Boo Boo, Andre, that's good enough for them to start. They'll get
Right.
certain amount of boxing fans that will start to buy the subscription, or is it going to be sold? And that's the way they're going to have to build it from the fights that they're going to get the fighters that they sign. Now,
Right.
ultimately, they're going to need at least 30, 40 fighters to be, or at least 25 fighters, or should I say 20 fighters to be somewhere in the game of boxing.
Well, you are correct in that what you just said, but I don't think they plan on doing it that way right off the bat. I think they're going to sign a few name guys up, and to attract attention. They're going to do it that way, and they're bringing, they're getting PR that you can't buy. So they might as well just continue to do what they're doing, signing up fighters. You know what I'm saying? So there you go.
But look, at the end of the day, though, Rick, I didn't think people were ready for, hearing that the way that you've said it. I gotta say this: Rick Glaser has been very. I mean, how can I say? You've been actually pushing it. You're actually uplifting it. You're actually saying,
Well,
"Give
I'm
Black Prime."
uplifting it. I'm uplifting it because of the fact that it's a new outlet. We're losing Fox. At least Al Heyman's losing Fox. I don't know if they're going to continue in boxing. We're probably going to lose Showtime, because Showtime's going to be out of business as a corporate entity altogether, not just the boxing. And they're probably not going to take boxing to Paramount, to the Paramount app, which is the same parent corporation, CBS, Showtime, and Paramount app, which is called Paramount Global. So, because of all that, we need new outlets, and this is a new outlet.
And you know what? It sounds really great to have people like you in the States, actually, saying that give this platform a chance. It's actually
Yeah,
helping
that's what
boxing.
I'm doing. Listen, I'm not selling anybody anything. All
Mm.
I'm saying to you is give them a chance. It looks legitimate to me. I've had conversations with multiple people, including the CEO, Desmond, and it seems legitimate to me. That's all. It's just they've already hired a PR guy. They're in the process of hiring some other boxing guys. I mean, they're trying to do it the right way. They're not hiring their best friends. They're hiring professionals. So they're trying to do the best they can.
So, is your business the people that you were in business with, like Rick Ross? He's got a few fighters. Are those people looking to do business with Black Prime?
I can't say is presently no,
Okay, but
not yet.
at this point, the research that you've done, if you had any
I will
fighters,
I will make an introduction if that's what you're asking between Freeway Rick Ross and Desmond. I will eventually make a introduction for sure.
I was just going to ask you that, and you took the question out of my mouth. So look at
Mhm.
that shows that Rick Glaser is actually not downplaying it like other people from professional boxing have come to
I
channels.
have no reason to downplay it. I've
Yeah,
talked to the
no, and look,
people.
Rick Glazer's motivating the channel. He's saying support Black Prime. So
Well,
look,
what I'm saying is that they're hiring real professionals. So if they're hiring real professionals, they must be serious about it. Oh, the first guy they hired was a PR guy. They're hiring some director of boxing operations. They're hiring an in-house attorney. They're hiring an event director. So they're all experienced boxing professionals. So they're going about it the right way.
so a lot of people who are hoping for it to fail might actually be wrong.
Well,
This Black Prime might not fail.
I'm not saying they're gonna be wrong. All
Yeah.
I'm saying to you is these people have good intent. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, now in your experience, you've been
Mhm.
around the game way longer than all of us, probably on this chat or even
Yep.
right.
Yep.
You've seen many people like Rock Nation, 50 Cent, people with money, power, so many other players from Saudi Arabia, so many other players, but not everyone could be in boxing because they lose money before they make money. Now, you've seen these people come and go, and this is why your opinion is very valuable here. That you
I
got to
have
know
seen
that
them
so
all
many
come and
people have
go.
lost their ass.
I
They lost their
I
ass.
I've seen people come and go, plenty of people over the years, and they went about it the wrong way. They
Yeah.
didn't hire professionals, they didn't hire top guys, and they also didn't go about it in the right way where they bit off more than they can chew. And
Mm.
that was evident right up front. So, it's just the way it is. And, this company owns their own platform, so they have a much better chance of making it than if it was on somebody else's platform.
Okay, so look, man, at the end of the day, it's not easy. See, this sport, we know money's not everything.
Hmm.
And, it's not easy to be a player in this sport, especially, I don't want to sound bad, but, if you're a new company and you're signing a guy like Terence Crawford, who's not got a big personality.
What is this guy saying here? Showtime is what under C? What, read this thing here.
Showtime is under CBS, which is owned by Paramount
Right,
Media Networks.
right.
There's multiple reports which say that Paramount will likely absorb Showtime in their Paramount app.
Yeah. It's true, but they're the you can get Showtime on the Paramount app now, but
Mm.
it looks like Showtime's going to be going away as an entity on its own. It looks like everybody's going to go the streaming route on with Paramount. That's what they're planning, I believe, from what I'm told.
So is the Black Prime app out already? Is it available?
I
Is it,
don't
or
know.
is it not been launched yet?
I have no idea. That's not my thing. I'm in the boxing business,
Right.
not
So
the
I
app
got some
business.
friends, right? I got some friends who know, I know some people who know Frank Warren, but I got friends who know friends. And we've been having some conversations. And some of the people here think, Rick, if you're launching an app like that, Terence Crawford ain't the salesman who's going to give you the international trading. Or,
It doesn't matter.
Terence Crawford is not the personality or
It
the
does.
name
It
to
doesn't
be
matter.
as your poster boy.
It doesn't matter. They're going for a world title fight. which everybody considers him, most people, including ESPN, considers him Terrence Crawford pound for pound #1. He's
Right.
undefeated. He's a 3-division world champ. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer, no matter who's on the ballot that year. And to be perfectly frank with you, it's drawing the cachet that they want. Period.
Crawford being the poster boy, it works for Black Prime for their angle in this sport.
Absolutely, 100%.
Because they have their angle and
he's
they
the
want to
best.
capture
He's
a
the best
certain
fighter.
market.
He's the best fighter and the biggest fighter available. That is a free agent. So yes, that works.
All right. Well, look, a lot of people I speak to in America, they say Crawford's like not the name in America. You need a Deontay Wilder. You need an Errol Spence. You need a Javante Tank Davis. You need a Ryan Garcia.
Those fighters
Crawford
are not promotionally available.
Has got a boring personality. He doesn't do much in social media. He's a hard salesman. He's a hard seller. That's what I get. Now, you might disagree, but this is the people I speak to day in, day out.
And I'm not disagreeing with you. Nobody said you were wrong. I'm saying to you, he's the best and biggest fighter that's available. It's a free agent that's available. Okay? None of those guys you're saying are available. There's your answer. Thank you.
Right. So because of him being available, being a free agent, this is the best man they can make the deal with. Now they got Adrian Broner. Now, does Adrian Broner at this point, is he still bringing a lot of commodity to the table? Does he bring anything to the table, being a man that's really not gave anything in boxing lately?
I will say this: it depends on who he's fighting. If he's fighting somebody that's capable, then it's a fight. If he's fighting a bum, then no. So it depends on who he's fighting. It's got to be somebody that's got some potential going forward, or another big name.
But they got a bit of competition that day because Bob Arum has got his own show.
Well, let me interrupt you.
Versus Pedraza.
Let me interrupt you. Adrian Broner is not fighting December 10th. He's fighting in February. Thank you.
But Crawford is, right?
Right.
Now, Bob Arum said he's got his own show on the same date.
Yep.
Now, Bob Arum says it all depends, but you know, we're a true identity in boxing. We already have our fan base.
So there's no question about that.
You're gonna lose a lot of people that day. Because Teofimo Lopez versus Pedraza is a fight.
I would have never went on that date. I'll leave it like that. Let's move on. Thank you.
Yeah, they went on the wrong date. I mean, who chose the date first? We don't even know.
ESPN had that date since last year. Keep going.
Okay. All right, mate. Jesus Christ, man. I'm just trying to find out.
No. They had that's the Heisman Trophy. You're not familiar with that. The big college football trophy for the best player in the land for college football. And every year it's on that date, that second Saturday of December. And so they've had that date for a year. They always have a boxing show immediately following it. Normally one of the highest rated shows they do all year. With ESPN boxing. So ESPN had that date first. There's no question about that.
All right, mate. Yeah, I kind of know that ESPN's got their business established anyway. So they already know the dates they're going to have ahead. So Black Prime being the person trying to get that same fight on the same date. I mean, they're putting Crawford on. Teofimo Lopez is fighting Pedraza. That's a bad day for them. A very bad day to launch the app.
That's their business.
Yep, that is their business. Now, did you hear, or recently there was a leaked phone call by Errol Spence and Steven Espinoza?
Please, those things aren't leaked. It's all set up. Please, come on.
Okay,
stop.
So it was. I got the phone call here.
A leaked phone call between Terrence. I mean, why don't we just have leaked phone calls between the FBI and the U.S. Attorney's Office while we're at it? Come on now, please.
They deliberately put that phone call out there.
Of course. Please.
You know they did. You know they did. We know they did. Now, did you get anything from that phone call? Because I got a couple of questions.
Nothing. I don't listen to horse. It's all horse shit. Who pays attention to this garbage? Please.
Why? Because they made that phone call up and they put it online.
Of course, it's leaked. Yeah, okay. Like
Okay.
Stephen Espinoza and Earl Spence are going to talk over the phone. It's not going to be Al Heyman. Come on now, please stop.
You're funny because you know so many people really went for the phone call.
Well, of course. That's why there's a
It's
schmuck
leaked.
born.
It's leaked.
There's a schmuck born every second and a sucker born every minute.
Yeah. Anyway, I've got some questions for you now, mate. Anyway, let me
Hmm.
give a big shout out. Smash the like button. We got no one else but Rick Glazier in the building. And let's talk about it. We got Con, we've got Halim in the building still. We got the man himself, Punch Drunk Boxing, Stephen 47. And look, a lot of people are going to watch the Teofimo fight. We agree with you guys. We know that a lot of people are going to watch the Teofimo Lopez fight, and that's a bad day to launch the app. But now, Errol Spence has got not many options himself, they say, because WBC are mandating Keith Thurman versus Errol Spence. Fans are gone wild, Rick. Fans have gone crazy over the YouTube. They're cursing Keith Thurman. They're saying, Keith Thurman, fuck off. We don't want to see you and all this shit. But this is the man that's still the biggest name that Errol Spence can fight. What do you think about this fight that the WBC is mandating?
It was all pre-orchestrated. So there's your answer. That's why Floyd came out with a video on Fight Hype on October 7th, and said that the Earl and Crawford aren't happening this year. Maybe next year. I mean, it's not happening. Everybody wants to blame Crawford. Fucking all Floyd had to do is open up his mouth, and he did. So and then Crawford moved on. Can't blame Crawford. He told Heyman, I'm going to fight this year no matter what." Well, he was right. He's going to.
So what do you think about this fight with Keith Thurman versus Errol Spence? Because they're downplaying Keith Thurman so much that they think he's not a commodity. He doesn't bring that into the table. But he is a unified ex-champion, and he's got a better resume than Crawford and Errol Spence at 147.
He's yesterday's news. The newspaper, the paper's yellowed. Game's over.
So they're just going to have to make the money fight for him.
It's just a money fight. That's all it is. Crawford ain't beating him. If Crawford beats him, I mean, then Spencer's shot. So who knows? But it doesn't figure.
Well,
Thurman's
this is what they're
way
going to
past
do.
it.
But see, today's
Mhm.
fans, right, they don't want to hear it. They want to hear about Virgil Ortiz, Jarrett Boot Ennis. They want to hear about these kind of fighters, bro. And
We know
when
that.
when you hear about a name like Keith Thurman, he's still a bigger name than Jarrett Boot Ennis and all these guys.
Blame Heyman for shit like this. That's all. Blame Heyman.
So,
That,
so you still blame Al Heyman for not making that fight for Errol Spence versus Crawford?
of course.
You still say Al Heyman is the man who's always done good business with a lot of other people, but he couldn't do this business.
He's done lousy business for everybody.
But did he not make great business for Andy Ruiz? Because even Eddie Hearn said that Al Heyman is such a tough guy. He made me put out another few million, held us to the corners. Like Al
Uh,
Heyman,
that
Al
that's
Heyman's
not good.
made
That's
great
not good.
fights.
That's not good. It's
The rematch, that rematch.
whatever Eddie Hearn wants to call it. That's up to him. I wrote Eddie Hearn a nice email saying that he should have taken Trevor Bryant before 6 weeks before the fight when Miller was out, and he went with Andy Ruiz, and look what he got. And it's been all downhill for his fighter ever since. He shattered confidence, everything else. It's all right. Eddie knows.
But people are just so confused because when we speak to fighters and they come to our channels and they respect Al Heyman so much, and some people have named their child over Al Heyman. Errol Spencer's known to have a
Listen,
horse
my friend.
named Al Heyman.
That's 25 fighters. What about the other 225 he's got that can't say anything because they have disparagement clauses in the agreement, and their Al Heyman agreement? I mean, come on. There's 225 say they love him, and 225 want to kill him. Keep going.
I know, man, but we hear so much good shit. Like I've seen fighters say, "Yo,
Because they
Rapstar."
can't say anything bad. I just told you
I've
there's
had
a
fighters
disparagement
say,
clause.
I've had fighters say to me, Rick, before they've even thanked Jesus Christ, they said, Rapstar, thank Al Heyman.
Yep,
I
that's good.
thank Jesus Christ. Like
That
some
was
of
when
these
he was
fighters,
playing with. That's when he was playing with the phony money, with other people's money. Now he can't do that anymore. They're not saying that so quick anymore.
so
Keep going.
Al Heyman is not going to be a leader in the sport anymore at some point. He's losing his grip. Is that what's going on?
Really, that's what is going on. Yes.
I mean, he has come as a serious player. He has done a lot in the sport for like when he had that Showtime. I mean that PBC lineup. He had a big amount of fighters. He took a lot of fighters from Oscar De La Hoya,
Hmm.
regardless if he did dirty business. He did some business. He got Richard Schaefer on his side. You know, he's even Lou DiBella was working for him. He's got Samsung
That
Promotions.
that that
He's
was
got
that was
Samsung Promotions.
right. That was then. This is now. There's a few of those guys left. Schaefer's not with him anymore. DeBella's not with him anymore. And the list goes on and on.
So Al Heyman slowly over the years. Now this could be making sense. If you were doing great business with everyone, how come those relationships are still not there?
Correct.
Something Al Heyman's been doing that he's losing certain grip
He's it's his
or
cachet.
relationships, like you're saying. These people, Lou DiBella's not doing business with him. Who else ain't doing business with him?
Richard Schaefer has got a fighter. Him and Richard have a fighter together that Richard promotes, but he's not working with Heyman. He just has that one particular fighter, Stanionis. Richard runs Pro Bellum now, and that's the way it is. I mean, Heyman's caused a lot of problems for a lot of people, and that's good. That's how he wants to conduct himself. It's a wonderful thing.
Man, wow, it's such a controversial figure as well because you can't say much about, you can only speak about a man who don't speak for his own brand. He never comes
Yeah,
on any
the
Twitter.
Punch Drunk
He
says
doesn't.
here that Crawford versus Azavani is a good fight. It is a very good fight, very good fight. But
Yeah,
the
but the
people are
fans
pissed
don't
off.
see it as a good
Yeah,
fight.
because no, the fans don't know any better. They don't know David Azavanian. The truth of the matter is they're not getting Spence and Crawford, so they think it's a
Yeah.
shitty fight. No, it's not a shitty fight. It's a good fight.
Yeah, but then if you say that's a good fight, then Spence and Furman is a much better fight.
Spence, you're wrong.
No, because
Thurman's not.
Spence and Furman is a big name. Thurman's a big name.
No, Thurman shot. Azavanian's not.
But the name wise, Thurman is way bigger than
You you
Avenisian
you
can
just
ever
you
be.
just you just confused issues. I said a better fight. You're saying names. One, you're talking about a bigger fight, and we were just talking about a bigger fight, a better fight, and now you confused that. I didn't confuse it. How come you did?
Okay, so what you're saying now is it's
Ricky,
a
what is this
bigger
guy?
fight.
Ricky,
Is
wait,
what
hold
you're
on. I'm
saying,
reading.
Rick. Let's get it.
Hold
Let's
on,
clean it
hold on.
up.
I'm reading this. I can't. You can't talk and me read at the same time. I can't. I can't. I'm too old. Hold on. It says Rick, one of the most knowledgeable guys in what in the business, like him or not, always tells it like it is. Oh, Larry, listen. Thank you, sir. Much appreciated. Now you, Rapstar, can continue. When
Okay,
you're 60, I'm almost
I'm just gonna
65
say
years
this,
old.
Rick. I'm just gonna say this. Look, we agree
Mhm.
to disagree on this one. Furman has only lost to one guy, and that's Manny Pacquiao, which was
But
a split decision.
he shot.
Let me finish though. It was a
Yeah,
split decision.
that's
David
correct.
Avenesian already lost to a fucking Lamont Peterson, and he's lost to the Velasquez, who knocked him the
Right,
fuck out. Now he's
right,
got another trainer. He's been doing well again. But look at the
right.
opponents he's been fighting.
He he's much
Keith
he's much.
Furman is on another level to David Avenesian. Now we
I'll
know
tell
that
you what.
David
I'll tell you
Avenesian
what.
looking
I'll
good.
tell you what. I'll
No,
tell you
I'm
what.
just gonna say this. Even right now, even right this moment, we agree to
Mhm.
disagree. But this moment, if Keith Furman fought David Avenesian, I got Keith Furman beating David Avenesian, even today. But that's my
Okay,
opinion, and I
okay.
will back it. Let me tell you, I've won thousands of dollars on YouTube, and people know my name. I've bet people from boxing. I will back my money on that fight.
Okay. Well, anyways, To tell you the truth, we'll see it. We'll see fight night for both fights.
But come on, Rick, how can you think David Avenesian is a bigger fight?
I didn't say it was a bigger fight. You keep
So
saying
it's a
I
better
said
fight. It's
better
a
fight.
better fight. A better fight.
100% better fight. Better
Okay,
fight.
it's a
Yes, it
better
is.
fight, but the bigger fight is Thurman versus Spence.
Correct.
Way bigger fight. But look, at the end of the day, I agree. David Avenesian has been looking good. Lately, he's been doing better. He got a new trainer.
Right.
People think Crawford's going to go in there and knock David Avenesian out in 6 rounds. You got something else coming. It's going to be a fight. He's going to work him, and Crawford possibly will get the stoppage, but that guy's going to come to fight because this guy knows it's his last
great
chance.
line is 100 many years ago. A fighter. His mother didn't know he was fighting. He come home from a fight. He had a black eye. He had a bruise on the other side of his head. And his mother says, "What happened?" He says, "I was in a fight." She says, "I hope the other guy looks worse than you."
So can you tell the fans, that is this fight going to happen, Rick, in next year? Is this fight still going to happen?
I
Rick?
don't think so.
Is this
Don't
fight
see it.
over, Rick? Errol Spence?
Yes. That ship sailed. Yep.
Never going to happen. It's done.
I don't see it unless Earl Spence leaves Heyman because he wants to fight that bad or something like that. That could happen, but under Heyman's regime, I don't see it happening.
But would you do business with Terence Crawford after what Terence Crawford said? Nah, I'm not going to fight this fight in January. Now I'm going to fight David Avenesian. Like Errol Spence now.
He never said that.
Like that's what Terence Crawford said, that he's not fighting now. He's going on the Avenesian fight.
Because of what fucking Floyd said. Floyd said the fight is not happen this year. It may happen next year. He wasn't even sure if it was. I mean, what do you expect the guy to do? Not feed his fucking family? Fuck out of here with that shit. Let the guy go make a living. Jesus Christ. All these jealous cocksuckers. Fuck them.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. At the end of the day, I'm sorry for the American fans, man. You know what I mean? I'm sorry for them. They really did spend a lot of time on this fight. They really wanted this fight in the United States. This was going to elevate the United States, a little bit. Because
Boy,
you guys...
you got this picture of me up there. I look so white. It's unbelievable. Oh, my God. I look terrible. Oh,
you're well, I couldn't find many different pictures. I got to keep finding different pictures, Rick. But look, at the end of the day, it is what it is. I even think that Errol Spence versus Thurman is a better and bigger fight. But look,
what's Punch Drunk saying here?
I don't know.
Oh my God! Give credit. He's my godness. What is this?
Oh, he's saying about I think Al Heyman. Oh my God, give some credit, bro. My goodness, your hatred is sad, bro.
It's not hatred, it's reality. He's fucked up boxing. Fuck you.
Oh shit.
He's fucked up boxing.
Okay, can you explain to the people that people don't understand
not
this?
In boxing. Hold it. Punch Drunk's not in boxing. He's fucked up boxing.
No, but Punch Drunk has got a couple of fighters now, bro.
Oh wow, that doesn't make him in boxing.
No, but he does have people in. He's like in the behind the scenes now in the sport.
It's no smear campaign. The truth of the matter is, okay, he's fucked up boxing. Al Heyman's fucked up boxing. Everybody knows it.
Oh man, you're gonna start a debate between you and Punch again.
There's no debate. Until he earns a living in boxing, then he can tell me that Al Heyman hasn't fucked up boxing. Please.
I mean, to be honest with you, for what I know, that he has been making a living out of boxing. But anyway, that's between you and Punch.
He's not in boxing. In boxing is our boxing guys, the big promoters, the matchmakers. Okay, that's not in boxing. In boxing, the players. Okay, that's the story. Okay, Bruce Trampler's in boxing. Sean Gibbons, Lou DiBella, Heyman, Bob Arum. Okay, it's the international brokers and agents. Don Majeski. These are guys in boxing. Okay.
Yeah, but you're in boxing, right? The younger ones are coming up. They got connections now. The younger boys have made themselves into
until they're in boxing full time. and they're not relying on another job or another business, then come see me. Okay? Thank you. Keep moving.
So look, we're gonna go. A lot of people in the UK was talking about Dave Avenesian before the fight as a solid duck opponent in the division. That's true. I mean, a lot of people in England, they weren't fighting David Avenesian.
Yeah, Connor Ben won't fight him. Eddie Hearn won't allow him in the same building together after he beat Josh Kelly.
Yeah, man. Look, they weren't fighting David Avenesian. Let's not lie about that. A lot of fighters in Europe, they weren't fighting David Avenesian. That's a fact.
Correct.
Because it's high risk and low reward. Because
Correct.
David Avenesian is no gatekeeper. He's trying to achieve something. He's already
Correct.
the top of Europe.
Correct.
So now the man's trying to do something after his losses and learning from that and coming back to do his one biggest shot. So yeah, I agree with that. David Avenesian is a better opponent than people give him credit for.
Thank you. Yep.
That I can't deny that. He's a much improved fighter in the last few years. And I'm not going to lie to you. Even Eddie Hearn wasn't looking to put Conor Ben with David Avenesian.
Yeah. Even a juiced up Connor Ben.
Yeah, but look, man, look, if people are going to be in this, yeah, in my channel, if we're going to do this, we're going to do this as a debate.
Yeah, this
I don't want,
guy
look,
makes
if
sense.
anybody wants to ask
Thurman's
questions,
only fought once in 3 years. Is
Look,
overrated. It's
but
all
look,
true.
I'm just going to say this, between Rick, whether it's Punch, whether it's Mirage, whoever's in the back, if you're going to have questions, let's just do it as a debate for the respect of my channel. I don't want anything up and down. But yeah, we've got Punch Drunk in the channel. What's happening, Punch?
What's good? What's good?
Yeah, man. Look, I just want everybody to keep it boxing. We don't need to be in any other direction. We're all respected men in this world. But what's happening, bro?
Boy. Oh boy.
So, look. This is the only issue. If aside from boxing and Rick Glaser saying that I'm not in the business of boxing, I don't know nothing about boxing.
I didn't say that.
He never said you don't know nothing.
I didn't say that. Matter of fact, on a prior show, you may have listened in, I said Punch Drunk's not in boxing, the boxing business, but he's knowledgeable. I did say that. So continue.
Advisors are in the boxing of boxing.
If you're making a living full time in professional boxing, you don't hold another job, you're in the business.
So if
until then, you're not.
So if you make money somewhere else, but make money in boxing, you're not.
If you have another business, let me repeat myself again. If you have another business or another job, okay, where it's your primary thing, then you're not in the boxing business yet. Okay, just because you have a fighter or you advise a fighter does not mean you're in the business.
So how you in the boxing
That's
business?
his opinion. That's your opinion.
Yeah, that's a dumb opinion.
That's just opinions. That's
but
it.
Anyway, I leave it like that because he's trying to. That's his own definition. He's saying you can't have no other money aside. You got to just make a living.
No, I didn't say that. I said another business or another job is what I said.
I mean, have 50 jobs and still having a business of boxing.
Look, I think what Rick's saying that
if you read contracts and you sign fighters and you get a fee for it, you in the business of boxing.
No, you're not.
Yes, you are.
No, you're not.
Yes, you are. If I have to deal with contracts with other business management in the sport of boxing to get fighters signed, you in the business of boxing. If you need to read contracts,
you're in the sport
to get fight done.
You're in the sport.
You in the business of boxing. There's no such thing as the sport of boxing. You in the business of boxing.
That's your opinion.
But anyway.
But it's opinion. Look, at the end of the day, I think what Rick's saying, right, that real people who know the business are the Bob Arums and the ones which he mentioned, the top.
Just say nobody, nobody discrediting Rick Glaser. Ain't nobody, you in the inside, but stop discrediting everybody else. You ain't the only guy, bro. That's the only issue I have with Rick. Rick is knowledgeable. Yeah. You are insider, but you like to discredit everybody. You don't know everybody's business. That's the only thing.
I don't
Am I saying Rick Glaser is not an insider? If I'm saying Rick
I asked a simple question. If you have another job or another business, then you're in the sport. You're not in the business. That's all there's to it.
That's not even.
But let me
that's
ask
a
you
dumb
this
thing
though,
to say.
Rick.
That's saying that you gotta make solely money in boxing. You can't make money nowhere else, or you're not in the business of boxing.
But Rick, let me ask you this: if I had dealings with Punch's company and I had a fighter, and I bring that fighter towards your direction, we did business, wouldn't that be doing some business in the sport of boxing?
In the sport, not the business.
But we're still doing some kind of a business transactions in this business to be knowledgeable, to understand the people that we need to be around, to learn the business, don't we? We got to have a direction of understanding boxing business. If you get
Correct.
into the business, you might not know all the you don't class anybody who does business in the sport as like you're not in the business. What's your terms of in the business?
So
That's
Rick
what,
Ross is not in the business of boxing.
What's that?
Rick Ross is not in the business of boxing.
He's in the sport, so I would prove it otherwise. Correct.
Okay, so he's all right. So he's not in the business of boxing.
so business is I think what Rick's terms of business is it people which have done multiple successful things, which have been global events or stuff that they've done in boxing
No,
with a good track
no,
record, that they
no.
are people who are in the business. What's your terms of what's in the business?
People, the people that Punch is describing are people that are in the sport. The business is a different thing than the sport. That's all I'm saying. If a guy holds a job where he's got a primary other business, he's in the sport. He's not in the business. You could have 4 fighters, let's just say, and if you have a business, you're in the sport of boxing. You're not relying on boxing as your full-time business. It's simple. Everybody, I'm not the only one with this opinion. Don't laugh.
Right. Okay. Well, yeah,
Nah,
that's
I'm not
your.
going. I'm not even going to debate that. I'm not
Well,
even-
anyway, stay on board, Punch, because I wanted to ask this question to Rick as well. Now, I'm going here, and I need your opinions on this. How do you feel about Lomachenko's coming back from the war? What did you feel about his performance versus Jermaine Ortiz? Rick?
I thought it took him a little while to unwind. I had a 4-4 after 8, and I gave him the last 4 rounds. He earned it. Lomachenko, I had 116, 112. It was a good fight. It's one of those fights. It was really, it's a weird thing. He beat Herring the fight before, but you could see Herring was shot. He gained more respect in this loss than he did in the Herring win.
Yeah, he did.
You agree?
Yes. I mean, a lot of people are impressed with Jermaine Ortiz keeping Lomachenko at bay for the first part of the fight, or even giving him, outworking him in a few rounds.
Yeah, I think he's getting the same credit that Pitbull Cruz is getting for losing to Javante.
That's true.
Yep.
That's true.
Yeah, but there was a big difference between him and Pitbull Cruz. Pitbull Cruz was throwing down with serious shit and making what's his name work, where Lomachenko was more or less getting out of the way of a lot of stuff. So you're right in the respect category, but we were watching 2 different things. Well, Cruz was landing on Davis. This guy wasn't landing as much. The power punches I'm talking about.
Now,
So,
you've been watching Lomachenko because I've seen your articles on Loma back in the day. I know that from Loma today, what you saw on Saturday, I want you to give me what you didn't like about Loma, Rick, and then I'm going to go Punch on that.
Well, he's not shot, but he's on the back 9. He's got slippage, even though he did better when his timing was together and more his legs were under him as the fight went on. I still think there's slippage there. You could see how undersized he is for the weight class. I mean, he really should be a 130 pounder. He's way too small for 35. And I thought that he used his legs good to get out of the way, but he wasn't doing the matrix shit where it was right in front of you and slipping and coming around the other side. It's almost like he forgot to do that stuff. But he was getting away from the punch as well, especially in the last 4 rounds.
Okay, Punch, what did you dislike about the Lomachenko you saw on Saturday, bro? Not what you liked. What did you not, what didn't you thought, man? Anything? Punch, are you there?
He had to go to he had to go to his real job.
Yo, Punch, where you at? I don't know where he is, bro, but I can't hear Punch. No, but look, I say this. That left-hand side face of Lomachenko, it was getting touched up. Did Loma lose a step? did Loma look a little bit like he was getting tired? He didn't look like he was getting tired, but it was a bit of frustration. Was Loma's punches getting smothered? Now, this is what I'm saying, Rick. He was missing a lot of shots.
Well, he was, but he's remember how long he's been out, and he was in the war over there. You know, I thought he looked good. He's listen. There's definitely slippage there, but he didn't look that bad.
Yeah.
You know, he's not shot. What's that noise?
I don't know. That's Punch's background. Go on. He's somewhere in the echo. Go on, mate. Go on, Rick.
He probably started his hourly job.
Go on, Rick.
So I think if he did have one more tune-up fight, it would really help him in a Haney fight if the Haney fight is going to happen. You know, I if I had him, I would say give him one more tune-up fight, like come back in like February, and or March, and give him another not tune-up out. I couldn't call it a tune-up out, but not a Haney fight. Let's put it that way to you.
Wow. Okay. Hey, Punch, are you back? I hear a lot of noise. I don't know what's going on in the background there. But yo, so what I'm gonna say now is, right, at the end of the day, Devin Haney came to the table. He came in the ring, and Devin Haney said that he wants that. Well, he didn't say he wants the fight, but he came over there and he said Loma did good. And he goes, I expect a better Lomachenko if he fights me. Now, Lomachenko said, look, you're a big guy, but at the end of the day, I want that fight. So Loma wants that fight. Devin Haney's on the contract with Bob Arum for one more fight. This fight, Loma said he'll take the options. Like, Lomachenko knows he's a big B-side.
You hear me?
Hey, Punch, where did you go? Rick's been saying that Punch has gone on his real job and shit. Where the fuck's he gone?
Yeah. I got a real job, so I'm not in the business of boxing. So yeah, I gotta work. I gotta work. I gotta feed the fams and pay the taxes, man.
Hey, Punch. So we were just saying that Rick believes that Lomachenko shouldn't fight Devin Haney next. Is that what you said, Rick?
No. I didn't say that. I said if I was handling him, I'd want one more fight, good fight before Haney is what I said. If they want to take the fight, I can't wait to watch it. But if I was handling him, I'd want one more fight to really get him in the groove.
I think, like I said yesterday, I think that still, for me, in my opinion, an ordinary Lomachenko still beats an extraordinary Devin
Haney. Talk about that. I like that. I like that topic.
Because I'm just looking at the matchup. You know what I'm saying? I think that Devin Haney's style and his limitations really fall into the hands of Lomachenko. Devin Haney doesn't go to the body. And the success of Teofimo Lopez and the success of Ortiz is once they was going to the body of Lomachenko. Once Ortiz stopped doing it, whether he got tired or so, after the 8th round, he abandoned the going to the body. But that's what
I really think, you know what I really think happened, Punch? I think he was when he tried to go to the body, I think what's his name got his timing together, Loma, and he was counter punching him every time he did. That's why he stopped. I don't think he stopped because he forgot or he was tired or any other reason. I think he was getting counter punched, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
that's the way I saw it.
I spoke to the team after the fight, and they were saying that he got tired. But me being there looking at the fight, he didn't seem tired, in my opinion. I just felt like maybe that what happened because Lomachenko did started landing the 1 and 2s, and he started finding the angles, and Ortiz just didn't have any answers for it. But I still think that Lomachenko will still beat this Devin Haney. You know, I still think that he's very selective. I still think that Devin Haney got an extraordinary jab, but that's just not going to be enough to beat a 12-round Lomachenko.
Well, what is this? Mirage gets cooked by WRAPSTAR and Punch? Who's that? What was that about?
What? I don't know. I mean, that's the guy who came and remember the last guy that came in? You told me to get him out of it because he was being a little bit, I don't know. He wasn't being real in any conversations.
Yeah, they're all out there.
Man, there's there's still big fans deep down inside. But no, look, Rick, at the end of the day, I wasn't overly impressed with Lomachenko in this fight, but are we taking credit away from this Jermaine Ortiz, the unbeaten fighter? Are we taking
No, he's a
credit?
good fight. Listen, Jermaine Ortiz is a good fighter. No joke, no question. Just like you said, Isaac Cruz. You know, no joke. Good fighters. You know, no question about it.
So at this point, Lomachenko, if he could get one more fight and then go into Haney, but man, that's not Lomachenko. Lomachenko wants that fight now.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe Devin Haney hasn't. He's shown that he's a good fighter, got potential to be a great fighter, but I still have not seen Devin Haney as a special fighter for
Yeah,
me
neither
to
me.
because even though that
I
Lomachenko,
haven't seen him special either.
yeah,
Yeah, go
even though that Lomachenko didn't do what probably was expected for him to do or look special, then he's going
Right.
into another training camp
You you know what you know what something I don't like about Haney is that he's either on the offense and he's trying to be defensive, but he can't do both things at one time. Like
yeah,
Sugar Ray Leonard could be offensive and defensive at the same time. Duran, Wilfred Benitez, those guys, they and there's quite a few fighters like that, and he just is not that type of fighter. He's either being slick or he's trying to be offensive. You know what I mean? And he doesn't have that balance. You agree, Punch?
I agree. I agree totally. I agree 100%. I just think that Haney is too limited, and if he tries to do what he did to Campos and trying to clinch him, Lomachenko is one of the best to fight off the clinch. I mean, that's a move that they study out there in the Ukraine. I forgot what you call it. It
Yeah,
starts with
well,
an S.
they do that shoulder chuck, and as soon as they let the shoulder go off you, they throw a short hook, right on the chops.
Hmm.
Exactly. There's
So
no
I
question
just think
about
that
that.
with no body work and not strong enough to hold the Lomachenko off the clinch, and I think that's the reason why I think he hurt his shoulder is because Lomachenko likes to snap his shoulder off when he's being held or something like that. But Lomachenko is probably one of the few in the lightweight division to actually have body work and can be clinch and fight off the clinch. So I just don't see Devin Haney beating Lomachenko, and I'm just talking about styles. I just don't see it happening.
I mean, it's still today you will favor Devin Haney, and I don't know about the Vegas bookies, but I feel today they'll favor Devin Haney. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not sure, but
Well,
go
I'll
on.
say this, okay. When you're not sure who's going to win, not okay between the two fighters, and neither of them are great punchers,
No, but I
right?
think yeah.
The
I mean,
next thing you look
Loma's
at,
not a great puncher at that division, not at that weight.
right? The next thing you look at is foot speed and agility, and Loma has foot speed and agility all over Haney.
Yeah,
And then you look at ring IQ, and there's no way that Haney's got a better ring IQ than Loma does. So Loma's working with two big advantages there: the foot speed and the agility, and the ring IQ. You agree, Punch?
I agree. The only person that I could see right now really, really challenging
Shakur
Lomachenko,
Stevenson.
Shakur Stevenson.
Shakur. That's right.
Because
I
Shakur
agree.
Stevenson got the intellect. I believe that he's the smartest of the era. I believe he's got the intellect, got the foot
Yep.
speed, defensively, offensively, could get on the
I
inside, go
agree.
toe to toe,
100%. Yep.
be
Absolutely.
defensively, be defensively like a Pernell Whitaker, where he could stand in front of you, make you miss, make you pay. And I I see Shakur Stevenson giving Lomachenko that work. That's the toughest fight for Lomachenko. Of course, I would like to see a Tank Davis, but I just
You
think that Shakur Stevenson brings more to the table.
100%. You guys want to hear a cute, funny story? When Shakur fought recently in Newark, a guy I know lives on the outskirts of Newark, and he told me a funny line. The two disc jockeys were in the on the thing, back and forth on a show, and he goes about what's his name, Shakur. He says he's Newark's finest. He said, and the other guy says, who called the cops?
Yeah, Mirage, you gotta be on the right frame of mind if you want to ask intellectual conversation questions, bro. So Mirage, what question you got?
Hey, what's up? What's up, gentlemen?
Yeah, we're
Hi,
good.
how are you?
How's Australia? How's the weather there today, Mirage? Tell everybody the weather in Australia. Tell us some good stuff about
Hang on, sorry, one
Australia,
second.
Mirage. What's great about where you are in
The
Australia?
same weather of George Cambosa's skills.
Hey, I like it how we're just talking about Shakur Stevenson will be a tough challenge for Lomachenko. He had a tough challenge 2 days ago against the top 20 nobody. He lost that
Right.
fight, and you're talking about like he's some.
You thought he
He
lost?
gets
You're
very
still
Wait,
running the
hold
defensive,
it, hold it,
narrative.
hold it. You thought
Rick.
he
He gets
lost?
very defensive, this Mirage. So
Hey,
watch him.
Hey, many people thought he lost. If you actually
Oi,
followed the play-by-play forums, many people thought he lost.
oi.
So this idea, we need to look for a tough challenge. He struggled at, even if you're going to be generous that he won, would you accept that was a very tough, close fight?
I
Rick?
don't know. I thought it was 4-4 after 8, and I gave the last 4 rounds to the earned winner was of the 4 rounds, which was Lomachenko. I had it 116-112, like one of the judges did.
Facts.
Most
I
people had it a
agree.
lot closer. Most people thought he almost got shut out in the first 6 rounds, Lomachenko. I don't know how you gave him
Ortiz
4-4
almost
in the
got shut
first
out in the
day.
second half.
So, even with your generous score, was that a performance? Just sit back, watch the fight. Was that a performance worthy of a top pound for pound versus a nobody?
No, we were saying
Really?
that it was a bit disappointing. We were
No,
saying that in this
very
conversation.
disappointing. Very
It was
disappointing.
a little bit disappointing.
It don't
He
matter.
looked like shit. He looked like
Muhammad
shit.
Ali before Sonny Liston got knocked down 2 times, and look what he did to Sonny Liston. Tyson Fury, look what he did to look at the battle with Otto Orlean. It wasn't an easy fight. Look what he did to Deontay Wilder the next fight. The fight with Teofimo Lopez and
Wilder can't
Nakatani, it was a
box.
hard fight. Look what he
Yeah,
did to Richard
Fury's
Commey the
overrated
next
as
fight.
well.
So
Wilder can't box.
Mirage, don't get married
Oh,
with a performance and think it's gonna translate to the
oh.
next performance.
Okay, how about we get back? Okay, what about the performance when he got his ears boxed off by Teofimo Lopez? What about that? What's your excuse there? You notice a pattern?
Yeah, so don't get that, but that's what I'm saying. Do not
Oh,
get married with that performance that you think is
oh.
gonna transition to the next performance. Every
What if,
fight is its own fight. Every matchup is different.
yeah,
I
but
mean, look, let me just get
I
to
got
Mirage.
married
So
to the
Mirage,
when Teofimo beat him, and I
what is
said he's
your
overrated.
opinion? What is your
I got
opinion
proven
on the
right.
Lomachenko? What is your opinion overall that Lomachenko did not give a pound for pound performance, and he looked like a shot fighter? Is that what you're saying?
He looked average. He
Yeah.
struggled with a
Uh-huh.
nobody who was a 20 to 1 underdog. That should have been a showcase fight. Where's all this Matrix bullshit? This is just a narrative. He's a hype job. He got exposed. And what I've been saying all along, proven right again. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Who
So
won? Who
stay
won,
there.
Mirage?
Stay there, and just be at least let others speak. Now, one performance, which is a bit of a struggle, right? Not even that much of a struggle. He won the last 4 rounds. He won. He didn't lose. He was out the ring for 10 months. Now, you're not going to get every performance where he's going to come in there and beat them up like Richard Comey, Nakatani, like he did to Nicholas Walters, like he outclassed Rigada. He's not going to do that to everyone anyway. Styles make fights. Jermaine Ortiz is a young, hungry guy who came there to win. Now, all I'm saying is, can Lomachenko still? Now we got to get to this point. Are you writing Lomachenko off where he won the fight and it was a tough fight? A man who's become a free-weight world champion and he has no reason to be at lightweight. He put himself at lightweight. He could stay at 130. The big fights for him is at lightweight. So can this man still become undisputed is the question.
He's proven against Lopez.
Right.
He had nothing for him.
Okay, so
And he
you might be
struggled versus nobody. Yeah,
you might be
I've written him
making a
off years
point.
ago.
Well, let me
Maybe
give
he's
you
not in his division. Whose fault is that? That's
let me
his
just
fault.
say
Get out
this.
of the
Let me
division then.
say this then. Stop
You
getting
talk for like
hatred.
2 minutes.
Stop getting hate. Yeah, it's my fucking channel. I'll talk for 10.
Okay.
You want me to talk or?
Yes, no,
I
you're
got.
gonna
I'm
wait.
going.
You're gonna wait. And I'm gonna
I'm
go
going
to
to jump
Rick.
off.
Yeah, go on, Rick.
I'm going to jump off if you guys keep arguing. I don't need this in the middle of the night over here.
Yeah, let's
What do
have
you
a
want to
proper
talk about, Rick? We
conversation.
can talk about something. What do you want to talk about?
No, we're gonna have a conversation, and we're just gonna have a normal conversation here. That's what we are gonna do. Now, all I'm gonna say is one tough fight, Rick, and they write off the fighter. What do you think about that?
I think it's overall, when you fought in animals every time out, including I think his pro debut was a 10-rounder. He won a world title in his third fight. He was only 1-1. I think that he's proven to be everything he's supposed to be. I mean, he fights everybody, anybody. He doesn't turn down anybody. He looks for the biggest challenges, the most amount of money. And I wish every fighter was the warrior this guy is. I mean, he's this guy from Australia here, Murad. He's talking about a guy that he's got like total disrespect for. And I think the opposite. I think that I know for a fact he's never turned down a fight in the truest sense of the term. Forget about the thing with Haney, with the franchise belt and all that shit. That was all co-opted by.
I don't know what happened to Rick there,
Yeah.
but somehow he
Yeah,
fell off, right? Because Mirage, you come over here and you ask.
Don't blame me
questions.
for his internet connection.
What I'm saying is, you
So is
gotta
he
just
there or
keep.
not?
You gotta can't butt in. You gotta let people
But
speak.
I wasn't even talking. Why the fuck you blaming me?
Because you keep fucking butting in when I'm speaking, you cunt.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. That's okay. I
All right,
wasn't butting in.
look, everyone's back now, so just let's keep it moving. When it's your turn, you can speak.
It dumped off. But anyways,
Yeah, go on, Rick.
I listen. So many fighters are picking and choosing these days. Demetrius Andrade, Jamal Charlo, the 160, and there's too many guys picking and choosing. This guy fights everybody and anybody. All Top Rank does is have to say how much, when's the fight? Okay, I'm fighting. It's not if he's fighting or anything like that, or I'm turning guys down. I got to respect that. Whether he's on the back nine or not, it's a different issue.
Yeah.
Okay, you're saying, Murad, that he wasn't ever any good, which is complete craziness.
Okay, it's one thing to like fight everybody. That's cool, but you still have to win. You still have to put in the performances to back it up. It's not you just
Right.
you can
He
just
did
fight
win.
everybody
He
and
did
lose.
win.
That doesn't mean
He
anything.
did win.
So
He did win, though.
okay, so he talk all this talk about he's a champion in his second fight. He was 25 years old at that point. He came in very mature. So he started off.
Listen.
So he hit
You're
the
going
ground.
over. You're going over
So
documented
don't
facts.
pump it up. So why are you pumping it up like it was something
I'm not
amazing?
pumping up. The guy's a 3-division world champion who
Okay.
fought everybody that's been asked of him.
And he's 16-2. He's 16-2, and he struggled
What's wrong
against
with that?
nobody.
All right, let's set the tone
He's
here.
been
not-
16-2, and look how many world title fights
That's not
he's had,
that
like 15 of them.
All right, listen,
world
we
title
already know,
fights
but
these
we already
days
know.
is
But
like
listen,
McDonald's.
we
They're
already
everywhere.
know. But Rick,
Oh,
They
Rick,
don't
let me
mean
tell you,
shit.
Rick, let me tell you who Mirage's favorite fighter, pound for pound, is.
Mhm.
David Benavidez.
Mhm.
This
Good luck.
guy goes to every channel
You got
pushing
respect for
David
Benavidez, Rick?
Benavidez.
We can be cool
And
if you
I don't
this
respect
guy's
respect
a
the guy.
lover.
I don't
He's a
respect the
lover
guy.
of David Benavidez.
I don't respect the guy that lost his belt twice before he's 24.
Tell him,
Once
Rick.
because of cocaine
Tell
and
him,
once
Rick.
because of weight. That's
I was
both
going to give
very
you a chance. We're
unprofessional.
going to make up. We're going to be cool, and you just fucked it up, Rick.
No,
You
no.
dogged
You
out
fucked
Benavidez,
it up.
man.
No.
All right, look, I'm gonna set the tone
Why
now.
you talk?
I gotta set the tone on my channel because this guy's not gonna stop Rick and Punch. I gotta keep it moving here. People ain't got all the time in the world to listen to his bullshit. I'm sorry, people. If all of you are like down under like him, I feel sorry for fucking Aussies. Now Mirage just gotta chill because this is anyone can have their speech here. It's freedom of speech. But don't take the piss. Let's keep it moving now. Now look, the main question is for everybody: does Lomachenko still beat Devin Haney in this undisputed fight? We know Devin Haney is a good fighter. He's not a great fighter. He's a good fighter. There's difference between great and he ain't gone there yet. Can Lomachenko beat him at this point in his life? Rick, yes or no? What do you think?
50-50. It depends how much Haney struggles to make the weight, and it depends on the how much Lomachenko can improve because in the second half, the third half of that fight, at the last 4 rounds, he had his timing back. The first 8 rounds, he looks So if he keeps improving, and it was just more or less timing and rather than being shot, and Haney struggles to make the weight, which he's having trouble making the weight. It could be, it's a 50-50 fight.
Is Lomachenko? They say is Haney's best punch is the jab. Is Lomachenko's got the ability to slick that jab and deal with that within 3-4 rounds? Would he not be able to get on the inside? Lomachenko can do that to anyone.
If he's the old Lomachenko who uses the matrix moves where he moves from side to side with his feet and he slips the punches, yes. If he's the same guy who fought the other night, no.
So I got $100,000, and I normally do the betting, and I want to bet some money. Where's the safest bet in this fight?
There is none. That'll go the distance. That's the fat bet. It goes the distance.
So you ain't even picking a winner now. You're trying to get out of it, Rick.
No,
you can't do that.
If I had $100,000 to bet,
you
said with $100,000 to bet, what would you do? I said, go the distance.
Yeah, but you got to pick a fucking winner. I'm not letting you go that easy. Come on.
I don't know. I really don't know. I don't have an answer. I really don't know. It's a good fight.
Yeah, but Rick, at this point, okay, I'm gonna give an answer, and I would want an answer from you. You're basically. I see what you're doing here.
My answer is simple. I don't know. I just said that. I said if Haney has trouble making the weight, and Lomachenko uses those matrix moves, he has a very good shot of winning the fight. It's 50-50. If Haney makes the weight with no issue, and he's what he was the other night, then Haney wins. That's all.
Well, I'm going to ask the channel. The most straightforward man in boxing is Rick Glaser, they say. And is Rick Glaser on the fence on Haney versus Lomachenko? He's totally 50-50. Or is Rick Glaser saying it the way he's saying it? I mean, I'm just saying, I need an answer. Rick's saying, no, it's 50-50 depending on how these circumstances play and how they unfold.
Right.
I mean, I might have to ask you this if the fight gets made closer to the fight, and then I feel that you might change your opinion.
Yeah, I've changed my opinion before, as long as it's not after the fight.
Man, it is what it is. Hey, Punch, are you still with us?
I'm still here, brother.
Man, thank you. At least there's some intellectual conversations going on still. Punch, at this point, if I had $100,000, and I don't hope you're gonna stay on the fence, how do you see this fight really playing out at this point in both of their careers?
I still see a 60-40 Lomachenko.
I mean, again, are you really that confident, Punch? Really, at this point?
Yes, I'm confident.
You said it. You said it as 60-40, like it's really like you analyzed Devin Haney. You've analyzed Loma. You know that Devin Haney's big at that weight, but all right, go on.
Bro, he won 24 rounds with George Kambosos. He won a whole fight knowing that he had better skill set, everything in the book, and he still won another 12 round with George Kambosos. Now we're talking about Lomachenko. It's either we think that George Kambosos is in the same level as Lomachenko. Lomachenko's in the same level as George Kambosos.
Kambosos got his ears boxed off those 24 rounds.
No, you're gonna get your turn, bro. We're having an intellectual conversation now. You got time and place for these things, Mirage. You can do this on the channel when there's other conversations, bruv.
Intellect, experience, footwork, punch selections, movement, better competition, resume. Lomachenko checks all the boxes versus Devin Haney. All the boxes. And then looking at prior
you missed one. You missed one. A much smarter corner.
And you got a good corner. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who's going to train Devin Haney for his next fight. We don't know.
Yeah, Rick came with a good one there because Bill uses so many different trainers.
Yeah, because he doesn't pay him. He tells them they're going to make X, and then he cuts the money down. They don't come back.
I didn't want to say that as well.
Hey, yeah,
I know what he does.
I got Stitch, or what's his name from the cut man that's the cut man of Katie Taylor.
Stitch.
No. Yeah. The other one that he does a great job. He's probably he's like second to Stitch. He got glasses. He's the same.
Mike Basil.
Basil and Stitch won't get in the corner of Devin Haney. Still owes him. It still owes him.
When there's
So you
a
got
saying,
the great cut man don't want to be in the corner of Devin Haney no more.
why there's a saying that they use people and they don't really go with the relationship that they'd promised them, and just try to just branch through people just using their names. In the
I'll
back
say
end.
this. I'll say this. If we're talking about upsides, now of course Devin Haney being the younger fighter, of course he could have an upside, but I just don't see the upside like the way that we saw with Shakur Stevenson. Before the hearing fight, Shakur Stevenson apologized to the boxing world, said he would never perform like that. And what happened? He closed that on hearing. He did a beautiful job versus Oscar Valdez that beat Miguel Burchell. And Shakur Stevenson is fighting like you're not on my level. See, for me, Devin Haney has not fought that yet. I have not seen Devin Haney fight somebody that be like, oh my God, yes, he's the top dog. He's the unbeatable one. He's this. And we're talking about Lomachenko.
Because he doesn't step in with his punches, because he's trying not to get hit, so he can't punch.
So let me
That's
ask
why.
a very simple, bold
Can I
question.
talk here or not? Can I get my go or what?
Can Devin Haney hurt Lomachenko? That's the
No,
question.
no.
So Devin Haney can't hurt Lomachenko. Can Devin Haney be aggressive towards the body of Lomachenko?
Yeah, but he'll get counter punched.
He would be.
Hey, do I get
You
a
know.
turn or what?
Oh yeah, sorry, Mirage, but you're gonna have to answer. Go on then. Go on.
So, Punch listed talked about Haney when couldn't stop Cambosis, and that actually means something. Well, he boxed his ears off and dominated. So just because he's not a knockout artist doesn't have nothing to do with whether he can outbox Lomachenko. Number two, he listed all his attributes: his speed, his intelligence, combination footwork. That's cool on paper. Where was that in the ring 2 nights ago when he struggled and many people thought he lost against a nobody, a top 20
I don't know.
fighter?
I don't
Where
know.
was
I
that?
didn't talk to
So
anybody
this
who
is the
thought you lost.
difference. So no, well, Rick, I don't know where you've been, but if you follow like boxing forums where like people who boxing fans watch the sport, score the fight, many thought actually there was a robbery, not just that
Oh my God.
I
that
don't
there
know
was a
what you're
robbery,
watching there, though. I don't know
because
what they're watching. I don't know what.
they don't have the Kool-Aid glasses where they
I
bought
don't
the
know
hype.
what they're
They
watching.
just,
I don't know what they're watching either, Mirage,
well,
because Lomachenko maybe didn't
I'm
totally
going to rewatch
dominate
the
this
fight. I'm going
fight,
to rescore
but
the
he
whole
won
fight.
the fight. He
No,
won
I mean,
this fight,
no, you
man.
can't say that as a fact. Many, it's a fact that many
I don't
people
know. I don't know, but
thought he lost.
that's far fetched to me. Jesus.
You know the problem
And
is,
even
Rick,
if he won,
Mm.
he struggled. He didn't dominate. And then you're talking
Okay.
about this top 20 fighter versus Devin Haney, who is a level above, who's a step above. And you're talking about, Lomachenko is the favorite. You're just ignoring what happens in the ring, and you're focusing on this matrix Lomachenko in different divisions 5 years ago. We're talking about today in a different division. So to me, you guys are still bought into the hype.
Okay,
Nobody,
let me ask you this,
nobody
though.
even mentioned, nobody even mentioned the Matrix, but you in this panel.
No, you did. You talked about how he's
I
looked
didn't mention the
amazing and levels
Matrix.
above. No,
All
you
right.
said how he's looked
So we have
amazing and unbelievable before.
who's shown? Okay, so let's
Yeah,
go.
different
Let's go.
divisions
Who
5
show
years
more
ago.
power? Who show more power?
What in what division? What power has he
Any
shown
division.
at
In
135,
any division.
Lomachenko?
All right, even in the lightweight division, who show more power?
Lomachenko.
I don't know. How many
Mirage,
stoppages?
it's a simple question. First, you
I
said
don't
in what
know.
division? I'm saying the lightweight division. Who showed more
I thought,
power?
to
Devin
me,
Haney
it's
or
sort of pretty
Lomachenko?
comparable. Isn't it pretty
Who
comparable?
showed more power? Is it even? Yo, this
Yeah,
panel
it's
we doing
even.
good,
I don't know.
Mirage. Just answer the damn question. Who showed more
I've answered
power?
it. I don't know.
Okay,
You
look,
tell
I'm
me.
gonna
Move
keep it
on, bro.
moving though, because Rick ain't got that long. I ain't got
No.
that long. We're gonna keep
It's
it
not about
moving.
power anyway. It's
So
not
we're
about
gonna
power.
keep it moving, Mirage. So now it come back to you again. I want to ask you now, Rick. Eddie Reynoso was the trainer of the year last year, and this year I made a live the other day, a content that it's a nightmare of the year. It's a disaster of the year. He's lost Ryan Garcia, Frank Sanchez, Andy Ruiz. Both 3 of his fighters have lost. One's been conspiracy about drugs, and they got him the fight with Valdez. I mean, this man is losing all his camp. Now, this man was the trainer of the year, but Virgil Ortiz said he didn't want to sign with him. Ryan Garcia said, I don't want to work with him anymore. I mean, How can it go from trainer of the year and then next year's a disaster? What do you think, Rick?
Well, I mean, it's the results of everybody leaving him or their fighters are losing speaks for itself. It's self-explanatory. He had a great year. Now he's shit the bed. So what are you going to say? I mean, he's lost his key fighters except for Canelo, and everybody's saying he doesn't
And
have time.
Canelo lost this year too.
Right, right. Canelo
Oscar
lost.
Valdez lost.
Valdez lost.
Martinez lost to Chocolito.
Right. Martinez lost a
All these
everyone. Yeah.
fighters are on a
Put
losing
it this way
streak.
to you. He went from the golden boy last year to everybody's favorite to this year he looks like Joe Shit the Ragman.
Shit. This is another Teofimo Lopez Sr. situation going on.
I don't know about that. Let's not get too carried away.
I hear
Let's see.
you. I know, but the best trainer of the year, the next
Yeah,
year is bro. This guy is losing everything.
that's true. Yep.
I mean, is his heart only in the Canelo business? That's what they say. They say that
Yeah.
this man is only dedicated to the one
Well,
man
you
now.
got a guy that first of all, let me just give you an idea. Uh, you got a guy making and I know he's got a piece of the management with his father because his father manages the kid, Canelo. But let's just say he's got 10%. $200 million a year Canelo's made last year, not this year, but last year. So he got 20 million. Does he really need these other fighters?
So really and truly, he's just using his brand for the other
Yeah,
fighters to go there, and his assistant trainers are training you guys, and all these fighters are like, "Go fuck
yeah,
yourself. If you're
yeah.
not gonna give us
He's
one-on-one
off.
attention,
He's
go
off
fuck
running
yourself."
around. He's off running around with Canelo and having lunch with Canelo, and the other guys are in the gym. Well,
Mm.
he's the kind of guy when Canelo walks in the gym, he's with Canelo. When Canelo leaves, he leaves with Canelo, and the other fighters are pissed off. That's all there is to it, and they're not wrong.
But he's lost most of these fighters now. He's got Oscar Valdez, Martinez, and Canelo, and all the rest of the guys. I mean, at this point, you might have to believe in Virgil and Ryan Garcia and these guys that he was not really
Yeah,
around.
well, let's see. So Valdez had what's his name? He had the drug issue, and he
Yeah, I got it
lost to
over here.
Shakur. Yeah, all the other ones are gone. Yeah, I mean it's just it's a clusterfuck for him.
Man, all right.
But
Well, I want to.
nobody's holding a charity event for you. He don't need no benefit. That's for sure.
Yeah, what do you think about him, Punch? I mean, look at the whole thing in 2022, from where it was and where it became. It's like gone from the best of the best to the nightmare. I mean, what do you think?
Well, we
But
gotta
Rick
take
says
the
that he don't give a fuck.
we gotta take the
Rick says
quote.
sorry, man, I want to get this off. Rick says that if he earns 20 million a year, do you believe he really gives a fuck anymore?
No, I didn't say a year. I said
Huh?
last year. I said last year when Canelo fought 4 times. This year,
Yeah.
Canelo only fought twice, so he probably made 50-50. He probably made 10 million. Okay, so nothing wrong with that either.
Yeah, so he makes enough money just on Canelo, Punch. What do you think?
I
Right.
think he attended to the fighters that was going for the biggest fights or legacy. You had Oscar Valdez going for that fight with Miguel Burchell and you know the Constitucion. Then you had the Stevenson fight, and then you got Canelo Alvarez going for undisputed. So you could say that he was giving them the ultimate attention because they was going for the ultimate prize. But I'm gonna just go for with the quote of Luis Neri, which a lot of people was playing him because he left Eddie Reynoso. He was the first one to leave Eddie Reynoso. He said that Eddie
Who was?
Reynoso
Who was?
trains
Who was?
Luis Neri.
Who's that? What's his name?
Luis
Louis
Neri.
Neri.
Oh, Luz Neri. Yes. Okay.
He,
Yep. Yep. Yep.
he
Yep.
he was the first one to say that he left Eddie Reynoso because he trains everybody like Canelo Alvarez, and him being in a lower division, Eddie Reynoso doesn't train throwing a lot of punches. He just trains and being a counter puncher and stuff like that, and setting your feet, countering, but not throwing a lot of punches. And for little man, Luis Cinetti, my opponents will throw a lot of punches. So he didn't cater to my style. He didn't cater to my division. And little by little, you hear everybody else saying the same thing, is that he was catering to a style that wasn't really there. I think a great trainer could take your style and like how Sugar Hill would say, you know what I'm saying? He will take your style and work with your style, not trying to make you another fighter.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you. So basically, is Oscar De La Hoya right in saying that Canelo should have elevated with other trainers if he wanted to beat some of these versatile fighters that people say that he can't beat? Like he
No
needed to.
question. No question.
Rick, I mean,
100%.
Oscar De La Hoya got slandered for that. Oscar
Yeah.
De La Hoya got slandered because this Canelo did his Mexican thing with Eddie Reynoso, and they slowly took him out because he had the opinion that he wanted Canelo to go with other trainers that he knew so he can beat some of these American versatile fighters as well.
Yeah. Well,
You know?
he looked as bad as Canelo looked in the Bivol fight. Reynoso was just as bad in the corner. So I think that speaks for it all right there.
Yeah, man, it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, though, this man's done a lot of big things with Canelo in the sport. But once Canelo's done, it seems like he's probably going to be done. I don't know. His brand
Well,
is
I
going to
don't.
be there.
I think he'll have enough money he can afford to be done.
Yeah, but he'll have a brand. Eddie Reynoso is not, when you join his camp, from what I'm understanding today, is not, you're not joining him, you're joining his name, his brand. He has assistant trainers that will keep you moving. And then, you just be using his name and that's what he's there for now. He's elevated himself in the game that he's the cash cow. He don't
Well,
give you that one-on-one constant focus like you might
if
need.
that's the case, he's going to keep losing guys on a regular basis because the fighters want personal attention. They don't need some lackey trainer that nobody's ever heard of or anything like that. So he'll keep losing guys if that's the case.
All right, so everybody wants to know this. They saw the Canelo had a little, he's got a little injury on his left hand. The picture was out there. Canelo Alvarez is going to be coming back at some point. So him being one of the face of boxing, who would you like to see him fight, Rick? And who do you see beating him now at his
Well,
division?
he'll some of his mandatories are going to be due. Like the winner of Zach Parker and John Ryder will be a mandatory, so he'll have to fight one of the mandatory because he's going to be off so long. He's not coming back in May. I understand. He's going to come back next September, so he'll have mandatories due. So I don't, unless he gives up the title. So I don't. I really don't know what he's going to do. I can't tell you, but it's too hard because you're too far down the road to say who he's going to fight, and you got mandatories due. So I don't see it happening like we want it to happen. You know what I'm saying? I think he's going to be dictated to, or he'll have to give up a title, and he might not want to give up a title because he's undisputed. Maybe he likes that cachet, so he might end up having to fight a mandatory. So we'll see.
Yeah, but there's anyone in your eyes that you like to see him fight in 2023?
Yeah, Zach Parker after he beats John Ryder. Yep.
Okay, so you wouldn't mind seeing Zach Parker if he beats John Ryder, right?
Uh-huh.
The
Yep.
winner of John Ryder, Zach Parker, fights Canelo after his injury, right? After
Yep.
his injury, because look,
That's what I'd like to see. Assuming
yeah,
Zach Parker beats Ryder,
yeah.
I'd like to see that fight.
And do you think a British man's going to disagree with you? I'm with you, even though the chat's not with us. I'm with you.
No, whatever. Whatever.
Hey,
I think Zach Parker's underestimated, and I think he's a good fight. It would be a good fight for Canelo. It'd be a big fight worldwide. A Brit. It's big.
wow. I'm not going to. Hey, listen, give Zach Parker the fight, mate. I love to see Canelo come to England, bro, and sell out Wembley,
Yeah, he
because
could.
he's coming off an injury. The big question is, before I move it on, who do you see beating Canelo? And is this guy the Mexican monster who keeps coming out every week? He comes out on Fight Hype. I can play it to you. I'm sure you're bored of him.
Oh,
David Benavidez always comes out and he's always downplaying Canelo Alvarez.
well,
He
he can
says,
downplay. He can downplay. One guy gets $1 million a fight, and one guy's getting 50 million, so he can say whatever he wants.
Mm. So what do you think about David Benavidez? Do you think he's the next 168 guy who can beat Canelo?
No, I don't think so, because I think when you fight a Canelo, he's walking in and punching at people that he knows can't hurt him, and he knows that they're not much, and he's getting off easy. He's not going to be able to do that with Canelo. Canelo's too smart, and he'll counter punch him to death, so he'll be afraid to come in, and he won't come in as often as he does against other people. Come walking in. You agree with that, Punch?
Punch, are
Oh,
you
yeah.
still there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You agree? You agree, Punch?
I got Canelo beating David Benavidez. I
Right.
agree. I think David Benavidez squares up too much, especially
Yeah,
when
but come on, I kind of disagree a little bit with
oh my
both of you.
god.
Just on this, Punch. Just listen to this. Look at the Canelo performance with Golovkin at 168, bro.
Yeah. Why
He
did
did.
you
He
do you
didn't
think
look.
you
He
do you
did. He
think he's
didn't
as
look
good
the
as
greatest there,
do you
man.
think he's as good as you think he just got his number. Canelo gave him a tough fight 3 times. He's got his number. Yeah.
Jesus.
And don't forget one thing. It's easier for a guy to prepare when you've already been in the ring with him for 24 rounds than a guy has been in the fight with him in 0 rounds. Like
Us.
Benavidez. Benavidez.
Um. Go on, Punch. I'll let you get it off. Anyway, we always talk about this back and forth. Go on, mate.
I forgot what I was saying.
Yeah. So Canelo Alvarez, if he fights David Benavidez at this time, is still premature for David Benavidez, is what Rick's saying. That he feels that Canelo will be superior in more ways to beat a David Benavidez right now. But Canelo hasn't looked the best against a Golovkin, in my eyes.
I
Right,
believe
but
sometimes you got look to fight a guy like Canelo Alvarez. Sometimes also you gotta come prepared. Who you fought, what type of training camp. I just don't feel like David Benavidez, who is a good talent, haven't fought anything to prepare for something like Canelo Alvarez. Now they can
right.
say the same thing for Bivol, but Bivol fought quality opponents. He beat the Joe Smiths of the world. You know, he's a bigger guy. David Benavidez he's going into a Uskaletti fight, and then what he
Another
wants.
thing is, Punch. Sorry to interrupt you, but another thing is Benavidez. I mean, Bivol is unbelievable on his feet and moves around. David Benavidez doesn't fight like that. He walks right in. Different style too. It plays in the Canelo's hands.
Yeah, I still got to see him. I feel like Canelo Alvarez just could go to the body and counter him to the body as well. I just see him squaring up too much, and I think that's the only thing that I critique him in the skill set. I think he throws good combination. I think he got the fastest hands in the super middleweight division, but I still don't think that he's that intellect yet. I think he's all physical in my opinion.
You think that Canelo's just got the smart ring IQ on David Benavidez, knows how to miss those shots that David's trying to walk you down? You think Canelo can deal with, like, David Benavidez is very, very strong, man. At that weight, he definitely finds ways to break fighters down. Now, we know that Canelo's smart. Most of those punches he probably missing against Canelo.
I think the Canelo Alvarez is a 12-round fighter. You know, he ain't trying to take you out the first couple of rounds. He's trying to break you down. Whatever game plan that they have, he goes along with it, whether it's good or bad. I just feel the last 2 game plans, in my opinion, look the same way, and I think that's why Canelo Alvarez should be looking in and adding to his team, not necessarily taking out Eddie Reynoso, but adding more to his team because
Mm.
he's looking the same. He's just looking the same game plan. He's approached the fight the same way. But David Benavidez doing the same thing, man. The opponents that's in front of him is just not giving me the confidence to be like, oh, he could be Canelo Alvarez. You know, it's entertaining to see him fight, but we're talking about Canelo Alvarez here.
All right, well, I got to just say that at the end of the day, styles make fights. You got to favor Canelo Alvarez, definitely against a David Benavidez. But, at the end of the day, does he look like he's getting any better? No, not in my
No,
eyes. Does Canelo look like he can elevate his game anymore? Not if he stays with the same way with Eddie Reynoso. He's at his peak. He's at his best. How old is David Benavidez?
26.
He still can get better. And at this point,
Yeah, but Canelo is 32. We've seen fighters get better even at that age.
but Canelo, we don't think can get better.
We see Manny Pacquiao finally establish a consistent jab at age 31, 32. Um,
Mm.
you could make you, you
Don't forget, Arthur Williams won a world title at 34. He completely changed his game plan back in the 2001, the early 2000s. He
Yeah, but
won
Rick,
the,
how
oh
many
no,
fights has
99.
Canelo had? How many fights has he had? 54, 55,
Yeah, something
56?
like that. But you can
Yeah, but
change.
that's a
You can
lot
get
of wear
better.
and tear, Rick, on a
No, you
man's body.
can. It may not happen with Canelo. I'm not saying that, but
Yeah.
a guy can get better. There's no question about that.
I just don't think Canelo can get better. I think he's at his peak. He's at his one of his, he's a great fighter. He's a proven that who he is at 168. But at 168, he's a dominant fighter. He's gone
yeah,
into the division and he's dominated the division. But
but we're talking
but
about better or intellect because he could make an adjustment. Look at Bernard Hopkins at his age. Look at Floyd Mayweather had to adjust even at the age of 31, 32. So
okay.
you could adjust. You could become a maybe smarter fighter. Uh, you don't have to exert a lot of energy and stuff like that. You could still 32 is still in boxing. Is still probably back end of your prime years. It's still a prime. You're still in your prime.
Okay, but I just don't think his prime can be better than where he's at now. He's at his best. I think so. You know. But
Yeah,
there's a
but what
lot to
about his opponents? Are they is his how you say normal might be the other guy's best.
right.
You you know maybe Canelo Alvarez is just as is better than everybody else's best.
Yeah, well, we'll see. At the end of the day, we'll see. But I got to talk about the fight week, and we got a big fight now. The man that beat Canelo Alvarez is the man which was the underdog, and also with the bookies. Nobody had him winning. Ain't nobody was talking about Bivol like they talk about him today. He beat the pound for pound fighter. He's got a fight now with Oscar De La Hoya's guy, who's a 40. I don't know how many fights has Zurdo Ramirez had.
Like 42 an hour or something like that.
Yeah, unbeaten, Rick. Now, they're always going to say Zurdo Ramirez hasn't fought the level of Bivol. Now, I'm saying now, this is a fight that's on the weekend. Is there anything that we need to know, Rick, about this fight that could unfold? Because Bivol is the clear favorite in most people's eyes.
Yeah. Ramirez has got three things going for him. He's huge for the weight class. Big, thick guy. Um, and he's left-handed, and he throws nice, short, compact punches. And he's pretty fast, faster than you think he would be. He's impressive. I think it's going to be a good, hard-fought fight. Um, Either guy can win. I'm favoring Bivol, but not by much.
Okay. Okay. So you think that Bivol's got it, yeah?
I'm favoring him, but not by much. In other words, the other guy's got a real prayer. If we came on next Monday and Ramirez won, I wouldn't be surprised.
So
Good fight.
this fight here, the guy who can actually be the next Mexican star. Because
Yep.
let's be honest, if he beats the man who beats Canelo, would that embrace him? And would the Mexicans
Oh,
be
of
like,
course, of
this is
course.
the man now for us as well?
No, not us. Us, our man. Now it'd be both. They would love this guy if he did it, and they'd still love Canelo. You can still love two. Listen, men love two different women. I know a guy that's got happily married, loves his wife, he loves his girlfriend. It's the same idea.
All right. Well, look, Bivol's a clear favorite.
Yeah, I think
Go on,
I
Punch.
think Bivol got better skill set, but I won't write off Sudo Ramirez. I don't think that Bivol is gonna push Sudo Ramirez back the way that he did Canelo Alvarez. I don't think he's gonna keep him on the ropes
Right,
like he did
right,
Canelo
right.
Alvarez.
That's true. He's a big, strong prick. This Ramirez.
Yeah, I think that probably later on the rounds, I think Sudo's gonna come on, and later on in the round and may be too late. So I do see he could hit Bivol in between the punches. It's not like Bivol has he's not really a power puncher like that, but I could see this 116, 112 Bivol. Probably he could squeeze a 115, 113 victory over Sudo Ramirez.
So look, it's going to be a great fight then. And if you guys, which are, really, you guys, if you guys' opinions are saying it's a close fight, this fight, if Zurdo Ramirez beats Bivol, and on Sunday morning, we'll be talking about the new champion. We already know Canelo said that he's not going to fight this guy because it's a Mexican brother. And a lot of people say giving Canelo a lot of hate for that because Canelo's already openly said that he don't want to fight a Mexican brother now. He said that he's done enough in his life that he don't want to fight another Mexican man. So this guy will be looking like a little bit immortal because nobody ain't going to want to challenge him like Canelo. If he beats Bivol, this could be the next Mexican guy. And not just saying he's Mexican. Is he an American? Is he born in America, Mexican?
No, he's born in Mexico.
Okay, so he's a Mexican fighter from
Yeah.
Mexico. So this guy could be, and he already said this, Rick. He said, I respect Canelo, but he said, I don't know what he's talking about not fighting no country, man. He goes, where I come from, we only fight everybody. So what do you think about this statement that Canelo's made that if this guy wins, he ain't fighting him?
He's camouflaging the real reason, Canelo, because he can't make the amount of money fighting another Mexican. He's got to fight somebody from another demographic background to be able to make the money because of the fact that they got to guarantee him a lot of money. So they got to reach multiple audiences. So that's the reason. That's the real reason why. He's just not saying it.
Hey Rick, let me ask you this, since because we had an Australian guy and we noticed there's an Australian guy that stiffed up their manager and trainer. What do you feel about George Cambosa not paying Peter Khan
It's awful.
and
It's
Javier
awful.
Sultan?
It's awful. It's fucking. It's disgusting. I told Peter Khan if he wanted me to be an expert witness, I would do it for free for him. I felt so bad for the poor bastard. So
Yeah.
and Javier too, for that matter. It's terrible.
So at
Yeah.
that
Terrible.
point, what would have to happen, Rick? Just court actions.
Well, yeah, it's already filed. The lawsuit's already filed in Broward County, Florida, which is Fort Lauderdale area. It's already
See, that's
filed.
that's one thing I don't like about fighters when there's a trainer that takes you to the mountaintop, and then when it's time that you're making that good money, and they're about to make now a good living, and all the sacrifices that they done, and now you're getting those type of figures. Now you want to change trainers, or you just don't want to pay them. Um, and Peter Khan and Javier Centeno is probably the only ones that actually believe it. Lou DiBella is the only actually people that believe in George Cambosa. Now he's stiffing them up. I think that was bad business by George Cambosa's. I even knew about it. I just couldn't say anything about it because somebody else told me, and I ain't want to blow up their spot. So, but that's good that it came out.
Yeah. Now, Rick, I want to just take it back to my side for a minute. You still there, bruv?
Where am I going?
We're going to London, England.
It's either doing this or sleeping.
Yeah, well, we're going to do this, and then you can go to sleep. After the situation with Eddie Hearn, and with the Conor Benn and Chris Eubank situation, we found out now that the blame should be going to the British Board of Boxing Control. Like, they're the ones who should be taking the blame because they try to play the game with it. Now we're going back and forth. We heard the boy had two tests that didn't pass, but have you got anything that you've heard since that you can share with us that
No,
that's
but
going on in this situation?
everybody's at fault. The British Board of Boxing Control, Eddie Hearn, they tried to pull a wool over everybody's eyes. And they tried to come with it fight week like the other side was going to let it go on. It's just craziness.
I got you. I got you.
Craziness.
So anyway, let me ask you this, Rick, before you fly off. What's bubbling with you? What the fuck's going on, Rick? What are you doing right now, Rick Glazier?
I'm laying in bed.
Yeah, so what's going on with you in boxing?
Just the same thing I do every day. Just supply services, quality supplemental services to the boxing business globally since 1991. Same thing I do every day. Nothing. There's Nothing I ever do is too big, and everything is small to medium, and just I like it like that. I do my 16 deals a month, and business is good. No complaints. I've had a good year. I've had a little less volume this year, but my
Mm.
gross average is up. Some of the fights were bigger.
So
All right.
let's give you a scenario. Earl Spence calls up Glazier. He's frustrated. What would you advise? What would you advise Earl Spence to do?
I'd tell him to get away from Heyman as far as he could.
Yeah, but I know. But maybe everybody else is. But what's the strategy? What's next? What would you
There's
have
no
planned?
strategy. There's no strategy. If he wants to fight Spence, go fight. If he wants to fight Crawford, go fight Crawford, but do it for somebody else. You
Yeah.
know,
Okay.
I'm saying that that Heyman doesn't want to make the fight. Spence wants to fight Crawford. Heyman doesn't want to fight.
Oh, another thing, I get a lot of emails because you come to my channel and people email me, and I should
Yeah.
actually put them up next time when I do get a chance. They said to me, "Your friend Rick, how does he know how many pay-per-views a fighter has done?"
Not a fighter. How many the event? How many
Yeah, the
event?
event.
Well,
How do you know
I've
that
had
the event?
since the Floyd Mayweather Arturo Gatti pay per view,
All right.
which was HBO in July of 2004. I've had the same guy give me the information. He's a LA based attorney in the TV business industry.
Oh, so you have your own connects that can give you. So a normal
Yes.
business and a normal boxing insider cannot get the pay-per-view numbers from
No, I
exactly.
mean they might if they got a relationship. Let's say PBC does. If they got a relationship with PBC and they got an insider there, yeah, they can get it. But I'm getting it from somebody that has no axe to grind.
Because we get told, right, a lot of these pay-per-view numbers are made up. We're
I know
getting
they are.
told, we're getting told that pay-per-view numbers are not just made up, they're just put there for the media, for Showtime to
Of
look good,
course they are. They're
for Eddie
floated
Hearn
out
to
there. Of
look good, to this person to look good. So the
course.
true pay-per-view number, Rick, you are an insider in boxing. You go out on Twitter, you make statements. Now
Yep.
you know you got to make statements with receipts. That's what boxing is like, right?
Yeah, I mean, I know what the numbers are. You know, they're not getting them past me. It was really funny. 2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
when the fight was over with what's his name, Wilder, I put out 77,000 buys. Well, all of a sudden, Dan Raphael is reporting it did in the proximity of 75,000. Well, that's 2,000 difference from my number, and he said approximately. Well, guess what? He's not going to give me credit for my number of 77, so he put approximately 75,000. My number is real as a heart attack. They know it.
Yeah, but people say, man, how come Rick Glazier can give us this number? Right,
Because
Rapstar?
a lot of my business is
Because
corporate.
at the end
A
of the
lot of
day,
my
this is what
business
they
is
say. They say,
corporate.
Rapstar, that the man's giving these numbers, but the man don't bring no receipts with the numbers. He's saying that it's his connection.
Like Paco said, the president of the WBO, the business of boxing is none of your business. Right, Rick?
He didn't say it to me.
No, he said it to me. He said the business of boxing is none of the fans' business.
Right.
So you mean that they're selling the fans all these hypocrisy and these kind of things about, and they don't have to reveal the truth? How come boxing can play you like a comedy show and you don't need to be told the truth? How come this sport can just play the wolves over your eyes? Go on,
Well,
Rick.
listen. This is what's really happening. It's not the television networks that are announcing the phony numbers. It's people like Tim Smith floating it to these writers, and the writers eating it up like it's true. I mean, just because they're the schmucks that believe this shit. I mean, people know my numbers are real. I mean, unless you're a PBC, a Haymanite or LDBCer, my numbers are real as a heart attack. I've had Don King over the years. Everybody, so I'll say to me, Don Shargan when he was alive, Oscar De La Hoya, they're all impressed with my numbers because they're the fucking truth.
So if
So
somebody really wanted to challenge you with those numbers, right, and they've got a source, And somebody told me, did you know, Rap, the numbers for Wilder versus thing was 100 over, just over 100,000. And my sources have told me that. Now, how do I now know that who's telling the truth?
Put it this way to you. I've been doing this since 2004. Okay, and you don't need a mathematician to figure out that's 18 years, and my numbers are fantastic. I'm getting
Right.
right from an attorney that's in the TV business.
Mm.
How does he get the numbers? Why does he get the numbers? Because he does sponsorship deals and advertising deals, and
Right.
that's why he would know.
And I respect that, Rick, but I'm saying this then, in boxing, yeah, nobody's going to know the truth then from the inside. They're going to get sold what boxing tells them.
Well, let's put it this way to you. You know, they've been lying about pay-per-view numbers forever,
Yeah.
especially since Espinoza got the Showtime. They got worse.
So let me ask you this question.
What's he say? 16 deals a month. That's 16 more than deals that. Well, you can't compare Punch, who's just starting out, to me. I've been doing this for it'll be 32 years in January, and I'm in a different part of the business than Punch. Okay, but
Yeah, do you know what? I'm going to say this. There's been a few fans, right? It's funny what they write on the chat. And they've been saying, how come Punch and Rick Glaser are not going at each other? Or why they're not, why are they friends? I mean, this is the kind of people which are out there. When you have intellectual conversations with serious people in boxing, they actually don't like it that people are generally having a real good conversation. They want people to disagree and kind of like have a conversation
listen,
for the fans.
boxing is disagreeing when you're fighting in the ring. It's one or the other. So are conversations sometimes. You know, sometimes they're not. But so.
Yeah, it just is what it is.
What's this thing say here? Ask Rick the question. Why is Floyd so smitten with Al Heyman, as he's such a detractor? Well,
Yeah.
because back then he made Floyd a lot of money. But if it was to happen today, the same thing over again, I don't think Floyd would be in that luxurious position. That Heyman's in that luxurious position to act in Floyd's best interest like he did back then. That's why.
Now, Punch, you said to me, and this is quite a while ago. Are you there, Punch?
Yeah.
That Al Heyman, you said to me, Al Heyman's losing the touch or love for boxing. You told me this.
I said the love. I think that I said he's probably in his way out because the last.
Why is Al Heyman on his way out when he's been one of the biggest in the
out
game?
Out of money. Nobody will lend him any money. He's out running around looking for money now. Nobody will lend him any money. He's not putting up his own money because it'll just lose, and he knows it. And he can't get enough money out of the TV networks. He's done. It's a slow grind down.
But Punch, where's the last fighter that
Rick?
Rick?
What's he say? Rick, what about to what? What's that? Rick, what about what?
What about to? I don't know. He says, what about to Cap? So Punch, do you feel that Al Heyman is on his way? He deliberately wants to leave out, or he doesn't have that power?
I think he's making his transition to leave out. Whether he's because in certain contracts you could make business deal like transfer the contract to other managers and stuff like that. The last fighter that he signed to a manager contract was Michel Rivera, and I don't think he's signing anybody else anymore. That's it. So I don't know if he's trying to make a transition. I don't know if Steven Espinoza want to become the new quote unquote Al Heyman. That they signed Brandon Lee and Boots Ennis for the network deal. And I just think that it's just they making a small transition. I think that he's gonna weave out. That's what I think.
So how does that transition work? If Steven Espinoza
it's in contracts, it's almost like MTK fighters. They had to deal with new managers, or they had to facilitate in transferring these contracts to other different managers. Like who was with I know that Rick what's his last name? And he's the same manager as Jose Cepeda.
Rick Meridian.
Yeah, he got like several new fighters from I believe MTK. After that.
So there's a saying behind the scenes, Rick. I want to ask this, Rick, that Al Heyman's might have something to do with Black Prime.
Nothing to do with Black Prime whatsoever. Thank you. We'll put that to
Nothing, right?
rest.
That's just a bullshit.
Nothing.
That
Nothing.
there's
More
nothing
more
without
internet
him.
rubble.
Well, I'm gonna say this: there's not many people who've given Black Prime a good outlook in America. Apart from Punch gave him a good outlook on his show. You've been very kind to them today on my channel.
Oh yes, they need it, man. Hell yeah, I support BOK.
Well, you know, Rick said give them an opportunity. Let's see what they can bring to the table before you start to slander them and not even giving them a chance. It's coming to boxing at the end of the day. Now, can Black Prime give you big fights? It's very unlikely they're going to come straight away with the biggest fights, are they?
You mean
They
the
can
real
get good
question
They're
is, will
fighters.
not
they
doing.
last?
Listen, they're not doing bad in their first event, doing Crawford in a world title fight.
That's
That's
actually
not. That's a good start. It's not exactly a club show.
that's not. Yeah, they're getting straight world title fights. Now, what's happening with your friend Punch with Andre? Is he doing any business with Black Prime?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see coming up soon. We'll see. But he's highly interested, and probably highly interested in making business with him. I won't be. I would not be surprised if he's in the undercard of a Bud Crawford, or maybe.
I believe he'll be the co-feature. How's that?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. There's a very good subscriber of ours, Hayes. He says he's asked this probably multiple times. Sorry to miss it. He says, "Man, please ask Rick." No, he says, "Man, ask Rick Glazier about why Mayweather doesn't let Javante Tank Davis fight other fighters." He wants you to answer that.
Because he doesn't have the confidence in him to win because of the fact that that's his only real fighter he can make any money with, Floyd, because all his other stables shit the bed. So if basically speaking, if Tank loses, basically he loses that cachet of being this undefeated beast. He might as well just close Mayweather Promotions doors because he got nobody else. So he's trying to protect the fighter with his life.
Okay. So at this point, it's just protective custody, still trying to cash the goose and just
Right,
keep cashing out until they really want to take a big
right,
fight for the biggest person.
right,
But
right.
I don't think Floyd Mayweather was ever about Mayweather promotion and other fighters. I think he was really all about himself, in my
That's
opinion.
true. That's that.
Because he was never dedicated like Oscar De La Hoya was for Golden Boy. That's why Golden Boy it is where
Yep,
it is today. Even though they could lose some fighters, they're still a big player in boxing. So
yep.
I
They're an
think that
entity.
Mayweather promotion is just as it's just like saying Samson promotion or I give more props to Centena. I think he's doing a good job, and I think a lot of people
Oh,
overlook.
okay, well, wait. Okay, so they're asking questions here. So my one guy said, "Who's Rick Glazer's favorite fighter?" Bam Rodriguez is my favorite fighter to watch. Okay, even though I
why
don't
do you
really
like
know,
Bam Bam Rodriguez so much?
I, because he's so fucking talented. He can
Yeah.
do so many things in there. He's a real pro at a young age. He's a beast. Okay, he can really fight his ass off. And they said about Daniel Kinahan. He's Daniel. The guy asked if Daniel Kinahan was involved with BLK Prime. He has no association with BLK Prime whatsoever.
Yeah, these YouTubers are such gossip queens. They gossip everything just to get their attention. They make so many narratives up over here on YouTube. YouTube
There's not.
boxing is mad.
If Daniel Kinahan re-enters boxing, and Daniel and I are friends, and I'm not afraid to say that, and I'm proud of my friendship with Daniel. I like him a lot. He's a great guy. I don't care what people say about him. As outside of boxing, that's whatever they say is their business. I like him. He was always a man of his word with me. Nothing negative to say about him. And if he re-enters boxing, it won't be in the United States. I'll leave it like that.
Okay. Answer some of your questions today, didn't it? Rick Glazier answers the questions that you guys ask. And that's what you guys want. So smash the fucking like button and don't stay there like a lemon.
I love when people talk about Daniel Kinahan like they know him and stuff. And you're talking to a guy that's ate with him and
Look at
myself.
that.
You know what I mean?
Look at
So
that.
I mean, and I mean literally ate with him one-on-one and stuff like that. So, people got to stop with all this bullshit.
So in saying that, can I say that these people, these channels which are downplaying Black Prime today, because they've found out that Black Prime, and people can see it on Google and whoever's been, they're saying a lot of channels are saying that Black Prime, they've got bad money, they've had
No,
hotels with
no.
prostitutions before and all this. Now I want to ask this question: are you, Rick, then Punch? Is this discredit of the guy Desmond Tutu? I call him Desmond Tutu
His
because
name is
Desmond Tutu.
his last name begins with a G. The name slips my
All right,
mind.
so the guy who's in
GU
charge of
something.
Black Prime has had
Yep.
some police confrontations and things in the past in his businesses.
Hey,
Does that
don't.
make him? Does that now, by downplaying his role, they're trying to downplay the brand?
Well, why don't we talk about downplaying Al Heyman's background when he was run out of the music business after the Beyonce lawsuit?
I don't know. Talk to me about it.
Everybody knows about it. It's no secret.
Yeah, it's
Punch
on
knows.
Google.
I'm
It's
sure
on
Punch
Google.
knows about it.
Yeah,
Yeah, what happened?
Beyonce and Jay-Z sued Al Heyman.
They sued him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So
There
he
was
did.
there was a huge out of court settlement, of course. So
So he's not
Al
this
Heyman
character that
Al
Floyd
Heyman
Mayweather keeps.
ain't this Squire boy. He ain't the Squire boy. What
How
else we
come?
got here?
How come we got this one guy though in this world who don't even fucking answer a tweet? He doesn't say nothing to nobody. Why is he so fucking quiet, this geezer?
Because he's not legit. That's why he runs his business like Carlos Gambino and the Gambino crime family. Same thing.
Wow. So gangsters, it's like a gangster's showdown in boxing. Boxing is a gangster's paradise
No, I
now.
didn't say that.
Well, it
I
feels
didn't
that
say
way.
that.
It
I
feels
said
that way.
I said he runs his business like that. Is what I said.
Hey, Rick, I'm not allowed in PBC events, right?
Why is that?
Me going at Leonard Ellaby.
Oh, what a shame, Leonard Ellerby. Jesus, his parents should be embarrassed.
Leonard Ellaby is one of the most
emotional.
emotional. His contradictions are on another level, bro. This guy had the cheek to say that we got the highest paid fighter, Tank Davis, and he's the biggest attraction. He's bigger than Josh Taylor. He's bigger than everyone. They need him. We don't need them. And I was like, you are us. This is the most fakest comedy that they're selling. And
Yep.
Mayweather is selling it and pushing them to sell it. Now, Tank Davis, Rick, Tank Davis is looking bad out here, man. This is like coming to 30 years old. Never fought anybody a 50-50 fight. This
What's
is
this
like,
guy saying here? What's this guy saying? The what?
what's he say? I'm done with
I'm
Peter.
done. Believe you will heard the expert man. What is that?
He's done with Peter.
Well, we
Peter,
don't
he's done
know.
with someone in the chat.
We don't know more than this guy Glazer. What's that mean?
He's saying that we don't know more than you. He's saying to the other guy that the other guy's probably saying something. He's saying to that guy, nah, you don't know more than Glazer.
Oh, I don't know.
Anyway, they're going back and forth. Let them have their little banter. But look, at the end of the day, Rick, 2022 has been a bit of an up and down year, bro. We've lost some of the biggest fights, man. It's been nothing but talk.
But the biggest women fights.
But we've had big women fights, but not many people are into women fights. Like Rick Glazier's not into women fights.
No.
And he's honest about it. He's not into women boxing.
I'm with the women that are either wearing high heels or making delicious food. That's all. Other than that, nothing.
Well, at least you're honest about it. But you know what, Rick Glazier? It's always a great pleasure to have you on the WRAPSTAR Boxing Show, mate.
Yeah, we've been on for what, 2 hours and 10 minutes, and my Twitter handle is at @RealRickGlazer1.
Yes.
And there's a lot of fake Rick Glazer accounts out there. This one has about 5,500 followers, and the other ones have less a couple hundred. And I've been on since January of 2020 on Twitter. Punch, it's been a pleasure. Rapstar, it's been a pleasure.
Yes, sir.
Rapstar guaranteed me you'd behave tonight. You were pretty good, I gotta admit. You behaved well. You were very obedient. You were like a dog. You're very obedient tonight.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? It's we in the ring. We in the ring. You know what I'm saying? I agree with a lot what you say, Rick.
I appreciate that.
Brother.
Guys,
And
you have a
you know
good
what?
evening.
Let's be honest though, Rick. What you're doing and what Punch is doing is not what other people are doing in this boxing. So you guys are going to have a lot of different opinions sometimes. You know.
It is
It is what it is, and you know
yeah.
what? It is what it is. But at the end of the day, don't mean there's no respect between our little
Hey,
community that
Punch.
we've got.
Hey, Punch. Rapstar said you're working with a fighter. What fighter are you working with?
Henry Cedeño Martinez, his brother that's gonna be fighting in Dominican Republic this Saturday, and I got this kid. His name is The Machine. He's from Paterson, New Jersey.
What's his real name?
I can't tell you his real name right now.
Why?
I'll tell you behind the scenes.
Well, you got my phone number. Call me.
All right, bro.
Okay.
Hey, Rick, thanks for this. Was a Halloween special. Listen to this. I'm gonna get you on a Christmas special. Is that? And you're gonna have a direct one-on-one with the people. They're gonna ask you the questions.
Hey, Rick,
you're gonna answer.
Are you there?
Are you good?
Yeah.
Who's that? Peter. What's up, Peter?
Are you there, Rick?
Hello.
Yeah, Rick.
Yeah, I just wanted to say something to Rick. I heard what you said about Floyd. Covering up for it's his best fighter, Tank being his best fighter. But this is what I was saying to Hayes the Alchemist in the chat. Even if Floyd wanted to fight Tank Davis right now, he couldn't do it because Tank Davis's ass is in a court case, and who knows if he's going to go to jail or not. The judge, kind of turned down his brief and his plea. So, he's in a bind right now. And that's probably a pretty good reason why the fight isn't even getting made right now.
But
Rick,
we've had years of this. This guy's been a champ for 8 years. This Tank, and he hasn't fought anybody since he won his first world title. It's all been handpicked guys. Come on, he's got to fight somebody. I mean, he's got no credible fighters whatsoever.
Hey, Rick, in the spirit of Halloween, who's the scariest fighter right now?
What do you mean scariest? What does that mean? What do you mean? You mean the fighter that's scared, or the guy, or the biggest beast?
That put fear, the guy, that dude, the scariest guy that put fear on guys' hearts and everything else. I got my fight. I got Inoue. He's the
Inouye's probably the guy. Yeah, I would agree with that.
I'll say Tyson fucking Fury, mate.
Well, Tyson Fury, you got to remember.
He's a special breed.
Tyson Fury's a great fighter. Don't get me wrong, but Inouye's just one of those weird type of guys where he's knocking really good fighters out 1 or 2 rounds. Other world. I mean, he'll knock Paul Butler out in 1.5 minutes if he wants.
I don't say that, Rick. I can't even stick up for my country.
Well, you might listen.
I'll give Paul Butler 3 rounds, Rick. Free.
Well, you might be. Listen, I hope you're
Paul
right.
Butler will stay there for 3-4 rounds.
If he passes 3, man, I'll give him all the credit in the world.
But this guy is
Joe Gallagher.
Levels.
Joe Gallagher, his manager, trainer, is a good friend of mine. I like Joe a lot.
Yeah,
and I hope he does well in the fight. I just don't see it.
Well, this guy has showed though, Rick, he is levels above his division, and he has been, he beat up the legend, and it's not he beat up, it's the way he beat up the legend, Nonito Doné. It's the way he knocked him out, and
I agree. Hey,
really,
where's Peter? Is Peter still on the phone with us?
Peter, mate.
Guess he left us.
No, he's there. Peter, can you hear us? Peter.
Hello.
Anyway, Peter was there. He's there. I don't know what happened to Peter. But
everybody's cutting in and out.
Oh, Peter, no, you're there
Peter.
now. Go on, Peter.
Everybody's cutting in and out.
Peter, where are you from?
I'm from Wisconsin.
Hello. Oh, nice. Okay, very
But
good.
I've been out to Buffalo. I've been out to Buffalo, New York a bunch of times. You know, I
Oh
played
yeah.
out to McKinley Park in Victor Libutori. I know all those. I knew.
Oh my
Well,
God,
I say that.
You know
I think
Victor
I'm older than
Liberatore?
you. So
Wow.
yeah.
I'm
You know, I
64.
played. You're
I'm
64. I'm 70 now.
Okay, well, you played at at his hotel back in the day?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
No kid.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Victor's a good
I
guy.
played there
Very
with
good guy.
I I played there
Oh,
with
we got
Walter
another
Scott,
guy
man.
older than Rick Glazier. Oh, better respect our elders. Go on, Peter.
What was the name of the group you played with?
I played there with Walter Scott, man. Remember Walter Scott had the cheater in 1967, the cheater?
Shit, we
No,
got some
no,
old
I'm not
timers over
familiar.
here, bro.
Yeah, the Blaisdell Inn, that was his hotel. I think
Yeah.
it's still there. It's still
Is it
there.
still there?
It's dated as hell, but it's still there. Yep. Yep. As far as
I
I
love
know,
that
it's still
place,
there.
man. I love that
Yep.
place. I had more damn fun in that place, man. People were
Victor
great,
Liberatore,
man.
he's a great guy, man. He's one of my
Yeah,
favorites. Very good guy.
yeah,
Very classy guy. Yep. Always
yeah.
he never badmouths anybody. He
No,
just is
no,
a nice
he's cool.
guy. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. He's got to be 85 years old by now. Gotta be.
Yeah, oh, yeah, he's old. He was way older than me,
Right.
when I was
You're
there.
70, so maybe he's even 88, 89, maybe. Yeah. I assume he's still
Well,
alive. I didn't hear he passed away. What yeah, Mayweather's just trying to protect his only money maker is what he's trying to, it's like a broad trying to protect their mouth. You know what I mean? It's their money maker. Yeah.
yeah, but what I was thinking is that Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis is probably a big fight,
I'll
and
tell you what.
Mayweather might want to go, but I don't think Tank is going to be able to go because he's sitting in court like a dummy.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't believe that guy.
I think he's going to get 6
He's
months
fighting
in
for
prison.
court fees.
I think he's getting 6 months in jail. That's what I think.
You really
I bet he does too.
I think they'll get him out of it. They got a lot of fighters out of these kind
He
of
got
problems.
2 trials in the same week.
Oh wow.
No, he's got a problem. Here's what it is: when a judge turns down your plea, you're in trouble.
Yeah. you got problems. You're gonna have
You got
problems.
real problems. If they over here, Raps, I don't know how it is over there. Punch will tell you the same thing. If a judge turns down your plea, you're fucked. Okay,
Yeah, just put it
you
this
are
way. I don't
fucked.
even think they got confidence in Javante Tan Davis winning the case because TGB had the deposit for State Farm Arena and they took it out 2 weeks ago.
What State Farm Arena? What is that?
They were supposed to have a show December 17th in State Farm Arena. They made a deposit and they took the deposit back to almost 2 weeks ago.
Well, where's State Farm Arena? Where's that?
Atlanta.
Okay, well, what's the name's fighting? Not Crawford. Spence is fighting Thurman December 17th. The rumor is. So we'll
Thurman.
see. Yep, that's the rumor. But we'll see.
You believe in the
anyway,
It'll
rumor?
be okay. It's okay with me.
You believe in the rumor?
But this is a big rumor. I mean, Berman fighting Errol Spence for real.
We'll see. I haven't heard it from an official source yet. I've heard it from some underling type of people, but I haven't heard it from a good source
Man,
yet.
that can't be real, Punch. If that happens, you're gonna get what you want.
Well, I heard Thurman or Stanionis, but either one's fine with me. Thurman's fine with me. I don't care.
But
I'll
let me
watch
tell
it.
you this kid Tank Davis. You really guys think in America that because I'm saying it on my channel, he's got a what percentage chance of getting in jail for 6 months?
He's got a big percentage chance.
Yeah, he's
Very, very big. Because
Money
he's
can't
got
buy him out
problems.
this one.
No, let me explain something to you, Punch, how it works, just to let you know. Okay, when they come to you with a plea, the district attorney's office and the other side agree to a plea, but the judge has to accept it. If the judge turns it down, that means he wants saying how long he's going to be in prison. Okay, that's
Hey,
not
trust-
a good sign.
Hey, I agree because the judge with my brother turned down the plea. He's doing 12 years. They didn't want to hear
Right.
him.
Right. Exactly.
So let me tell you how it works here. If it goes to something like that, sometimes you can have your probation officer and they'll sit there and assess the case. And if they feel that they can do something to give you some kind of a thing where you could, like over here, you do probation service where you'll go to old people's homes, you'll clean gardens on every
Listen,
Sundays.
time out, time out. Tank
There's
Dave's been in
different,
trouble. Tank Dave's been in trouble 8, 9 times. He's been arrested, including bad checks, assault
they,
on women, hit and run with a car where that resulted in
but what
injury
I'm saying is with
and
money over here, Rick, you can make a deal. They can have a
nah.
tag. You
But
can
when
have
you're
a
not
tag.
when you're not
Punch,
listening,
punch.
Rapstar, is when you make a plea deal, both sides agree. The judge ain't agreeing with that shit.
Right,
Oh,
right,
Rapstar, you can't show up in front of the judge that many times and expect to walk away. Okay,
right, right.
the judge,
Raptor, you know
you're
what
gonna
they
show up
do?
in front of the judge only so many times, and then he's had enough. You know what I mean?
Raptor. This is
yeah.
what they do over here. The district attorney's office or the prosecutor, period, if it's not the district attorney's office, the state, whatever, they come with, if they got a hard on for you, they come with your rap sheet. And it's a big long scroll. And they said, Your Honor. And the judge will say, What's that? He says, This is his rap sheet. Okay? And that's got
Wow.
nothing
Yeah.
to do with Rap Star. This is his rap sheet, RAP, not WRAP. And you're fucked. Okay?
Oh, fuck.
And, he-
So
Hey,
and
what's
he's gonna
happening? What's the topic?
he's gonna get fucked. I'm telling you, he's gonna
yeah,
do 6 months minimum in jail.
yeah,
Minimum,
yeah, Mirage.
minimum. But listen, with PBC, you only fight once or he'll only fight maximum of twice a year anyway. So
Hey,
he
Rick.
really won't lose much.
Hey, Rickster, can I ask you a question?
Sure. Who's this?
This is Mirage.
It's
He
your best
woke up.
friend. What do you mean?
Oh
Well,
my
don't
God!
pretend
You
you
returned. We
He
thought we
don't
got
returned
rid
the
of you.
pretend
fucking the trolls returned, Rick.
don't pretend you forgot about me, man. Nobody
He's a
believes
troll,
that.
Rick. He's a troll.
I'm
Watch
not a
him.
troll. I'm fucking
No, he's not
dead
a troll.
serious.
He
I'm
talks
only joking.
actually. I can tell he's not a troll. You know how right his grammar is very good. Trolls' grammars are not normally that good.
There you go.
Okay,
So Rick's
continue.
giving me props. We're cool now, sort of anyway.
Only on grammar. Keep going.
So who do you think Canelo should fight next?
I think he's going to end up fighting the winner of Zach Parker and John Ryder probably because it's
Well, so
WBO
do I.
mandatory.
But that's not what I asked you.
Because his
Who should he
WBO
fight next?
mandatory will because his WBO mandatory will be due, and I don't think he wants to give up undisputed.
So, but so yeah, but doesn't he have a WBC mandatory? I mean, as well. Like, how does Ryder?
No, because
Does that work?
no, because it's a franchise type belt that he's got. That's so he doesn't have to do a mandatory for the BC. I don't think. I think that's how it works. I'm not sure.
So we don't. Yeah, but we don't know if Ryder and that the winner of Parker and Ryder is going to be the mandatory. Do we? Like, that's not for
No,
sure.
they will be because it's the interim title, so you're automatically next in line.
Well, that sounds like some fucking bullshit. If that's the fight,
Why do you have to
doesn't
be
it?
so? Why do you have to be so offensive?
Hey,
What's
What?
wrong?
are you playing
What's
lawyer?
wrong?
Why? Yeah, but let me get
Time
this
out?
off, Rick. Let me
What's
just get this off.
wrong?
Don't
Why
get
are you
triggered,
Time out.
being
Rapstar.
Time out.
aggravative?
What's wrong with
We're
Zach
going good.
Parker and John Ryder?
Why?
Yeah.
Because they're not the
But why do you have to
fucking.
call like
They are
bullshit
not.
and that? Speak like a fucking
They are
man.
not the number one ranked fighter at 168. They're not the best opponent for Canelo to fight. We know who that is. They're fucking gatekeepers. John Ryder is a gatekeeper,
Now,
right?
Mirage, ask
John
Mirage,
Ryder
Rick,
lost to
how long
Rocky
he's been
fucking
in the business
Fielding.
of boxing or in
He
the
lost
sport
to
of boxing.
Rocky
Ask him
Fielding.
that question. Ask Mirage.
So
He
we know
speaks
who
like
we
he's
know
the
what the real
president.
fight is, Rick.
Mirage
The
speaks
real
like he's
fight.
the
The
president of
real fight. If
Australian
Zach
sanctioning
Parker,
bodies.
assuming Zach Parker wins, that's a real challenge for
Where's Zach
Canelo.
Parker ranked in the division? Is he eighth?
He's
Where is
number
he?
one. He's number
No,
one.
no, I'm talking about in the division, not the organization.
Mirage is the president of
I don't care.
Australian boxing.
Those fictitious the box rec rankings
okay.
and they don't make you any money. It's the BA, BC, IBF, WBA. Those
So let me look at.
WBO. Those make you money. So that's
Yeah.
what
Let me
I
look
go
at
by.
the great Zach Parker. This guy's
How
been
do you
fighting
know? He's a
domestic.
young
This guy looks
guy.
to be.
He's a young guy on his way up. He's undefeated.
Yeah, but we
We'll
know
see.
undefeated means jack shit.
You know
So do you
why
reckon
he's
this
upset,
guy's? Do you
Rick?
reckon this guy's earned a shot more than David Benavidez?
It's what? I'm sorry.
Do you reckon he's earned the Canelo
Well,
shot
let's put it this
more
way.
than Benavidez?
I'll tell you what we should do. What we
Is that
should
a
do
yes or
is
no?
you should promote the idea of David Benavidez versus Zach Parker. Zach Parker beats, and the winner gets Canelo. To have Canelo sign off that he fights the winner no matter what, and sign off that the winner of Zach and David, they get to fight Canelo. If
So
you can
Canelo's
do
going to
that,
wait
we got
until
to
then.
fight.
Canelo's
What?
going to wait until then. He's not going to fight anybody. Canelo has to fight somebody before that.
Canelo's not fighting until next September.
Yeah, that's bullshit. That's bullshit.
Well,
But
he's already.
Mirage, let me just tell Rick, Mirage's campaign is that he's come to YouTube to make sure that he
I've come
shames
for
Canelo
justice.
to
Justice.
fight for David
Okay.
Benavidez.
Okay, let me explain this to you. Okay,
Mm.
he himself has said he's not fighting until next September. So
When
if
did he
he
say that?
changes his mind, he said Canelo said it 3 times in 3 different interviews.
Yeah,
But
he
didn't he
said
say
it.
that like
He
the
said
night of the
it.
fight? Like the day of the fight?
No, he
Like,
said it since then. He said it since then. He
yeah, but I
said
saw
he's
I saw
okay.
Eddie Hearn.
Eddie Hearn also said he wasn't fighting until next September.
No,
Now wait, does he have a
no.
chance? Does he have? Wait. Can he change his mind? Oh, he can change his mind. He can come back next this coming May. Of course he can, but he has said next September. What can I
I saw
tell you?
Eddie Hearn. I saw Eddie Hearn last week in an interview saying
You ain't seen no
Canelo
damn Eddie Hearn last week.
Canelo
Shut up.
is ready to fight the winner. If Bivol beats Zerto, Canelo's ready to fight him in March or April. I can't remember. That's what Eddie Hearn said in interview
Well,
last week.
first of all, Canelo doesn't fight in March or April big fights. It's May and September because that's how he
Oh,
can.
okay.
That's how you can maximize his
Okay, May.
profit.
Then I misheard. Yeah, it would have been May, but it was
Yeah.
like I know it was like one of
Okay,
those.
well,
It was May.
maybe that's true. That's changed since. I heard it a
Mm.
while ago, so maybe that's changed. I just didn't hear
Mm.
that, but
Well,
that's
I'm
fine.
happy. I'm happy to educate you, Rick. Anytime.
You're
That's
not
fine.
educating me because you heard Eddie Hearn talk. The next time Eddie Hearn
That's an
tells the truth,
education
it'll be
right
an
there.
historic moment in
You're a
history.
funny motherfucker, any Mirage.
Please.
Hey,
Please.
Mirage
Okay,
talks.
I'm
Hey,
getting
Rick.
off. I've been on for
Yeah.
2.5 hours.
Rick,
Okay,
I'm gonna catch you
thanks.
for the Christmas special.
You're not
Oh,
leaving because of me,
absolutely.
Rick, are you, by any chance?
No,
I
I'm
don't want
not.
to feel
2.5
guilty.
hours. 2.5
All right.
hours.
He was game before
Don't
you came
flatter
here, Mirage.
yourself, motherfucker. Don't
So I
flatter
can't take
yourself.
credit. Fuck.
Bye
Yeah.
bye.
All right. Now, Rick, I'll catch you soon then in a couple
Yep.
of weeks.
Thanks, guys. Bye bye.
All
All
right,
right,
later.
bro.
So long, Rick.
Later. Now, Mirage, you got what you wanted. You wanted your cheeky questions.
Yeah, we were
You
cool.
want
We ended up getting
call
along. See?
yeah, but the problem with you is you want to call people like Punch and people like Rick who are in the sport of boxing, yeah, who are doing things behind the scenes, and you call them like they don't know. Now, what I want to know from you, what is
Yeah,
your
nobody's
position?
perfect. Nobody's
Well,
perfect.
let me ask you this: what is Mirage's position in the Australian country? That what does he do in Australia? Are you working for the Australian Boxing Foundation in Australia?
No,
Do you have some contacts?
no, I don't need
When
none of
you
that shit.
talk, what are you doing behind the scenes that we need to take what you say serious?
My job, I'm doing like
What's
I'm
your
doing it.
job?
I'm doing it on the streams, not behind the scenes. I'm doing it on here. This
The
is what I'm
internet.
doing. I'm educating you guys to look outside
This guy's funny.
the box because you guys see the problem is
Yeah.
fuck what's the word I'm looking for. You guys are in the boxing. You're in the echo chamber.
Business in the business.
No. You're in the echo chamber.
Right.
You know when you're deep into boxing, all you can see is what's around in the bubble. You're in the boxing bubble, and sometimes you can get blinded. You get blinded by the hype, by the talking to the same people. I'm
Mm,
coming from outside the bubble, so I'm
mm,
breaking through out of the bubble and showing
yeah.
you guys the light. You can see the light through
What bubble are you?
So
bubble.
let me ask you. All right, wait,
Are
let
you
me ask
coming
you.
out of the mental?
Let me
coming
ask
out
him
of the
this
mental?
question. Let me ask you. So let
Are
me
you
ask you
coming
this
out of the
question. Let me
mental
ask you this
institute
question.
bubble?
Let
This
me
is
ask you
good.
this.
Pia.
Let me ask you this
No,
question.
He's
So
funny, isn't he,
don't
Pia?
make it
do you
dumb. Don't
think
make it a
Yeah,
dumb
it's
question,
kind of
Punch.
funny.
do you think it was a good idea for David Benavidez to sign a 3-fight deal?
With I have no idea on that. I have no idea if it's good or bad.
Exactly.
Come on, give
You're
me.
limited.
I mean,
I
You're
don't know.
think
limited.
about
Your
it. Think
voice
about
is
it. You
limited.
want
I don't
think
know.
about it. Think about it. All right, this is what I would say.
What were the other options? How much were they offering?
Wait.
What were they
Listen.
offering? Do you fucking know?
This is what I would
Tell us,
say.
educate me. Go.
This is what I would say because you can't answer the question.
Yeah. Can you?
So I give a scenario. If my client David Benavidez wants Canelo Alvarez, I wouldn't be pigeonholed into a 3-fight deal. I would just sign fight to fight with anybody. I'm a free agent. If I could get a fight in the zone, I'll be the hottest free agent in the sport of boxing. Everybody will want to work with me from Top Rank to the zone to BLK to PBC. I will fight one deal. See, now when he fight, now that he signed to a 3-fight deal, now you see this fight happening. Canelo Alvarez is not going to be fighting in May. He's going to have to, Benavidez is going to have to fight another person or whatever. Why not keep yourself available so you could be into business with Canelo Alvarez? What you going to do next? Where we could fight anywhere you want to go. The zone, where you going to go after this Canelo Alvarez?
I mean,
Put yourself in position. Hold on. Put yourself in position when they both guys can empower themselves and actually make the fight wherever they want to go. Why sign a 3-fight deal?
Well, what you're saying might be true. It might be true, but it's based on this premise that
might be true in what?
It might be true, like it's better to have freedom, but you're still assuming that the obstacle for him fighting Canelo is PBC, and rather than Canelo just simply doesn't want to fight. So that means
I'll tell you why he wanted to fight
if he's signed to
I'll
the
tell you why he
zone,
wanted to sign the
it's not
3-fight
going to
deal.
make any difference. How do you know it's going to make any difference?
3-fight deal to stay busy. That's why. Because Benavidez is. That's why he signed the 3-fight deal. He wants to stay busy. You can't blame the guy.
No, I'm not.
You know, I mean, I couldn't blame him.
I want to give him a rise.
But do you have any evidence, Punch, that your option would make it easier to get the Canelo fight? Or are you just assuming?
No. I'm asking you.
I'm asking you a question. Answer it. Don't duck and dive.
It could be both. He could get a Canelo fight with the 3-fight deal. He could do it without.
No, you didn't answer my question.
And ask again.
Do you have any evidence that signing with the zone would make it easier for him to get the Canelo fight? What makes you think that?
I didn't say that.
Evidence? Evidence?
Yeah,
what evidence in boxing?
Have you lost your mind? What do you mean evidence? He signed a 3-fight deal to stay busy, and if he gets the Canelo fight, good for him. And if he doesn't, well, oh well.
Yeah, but they're saying
You know?
Yeah, but they're saying because he's signed with PBC.
What do you mean evidence? You're grasping for straws.
Because he's signed with PBC, it's going to make it harder to get the Canelo fight. That's the narrative, and I don't think that's true. I haven't seen anything to support that. To me, if Canelo doesn't want to fight, it doesn't matter who you sign with. Hang on, it doesn't matter who he signs with. Canelo's not fighting you. If you sign with the Zone, PBC, whoever, that's what I think, right?
So what? So if you already have it in your mind that he's not going to fight David Benavidez, so why fucking talk about it? Why always bring it up in every live show?
Really?
Yeah, I'm asking you a question. If you're saying right now that Canelo Alvarez is not going to fight him, so let it go. Next subject.
No, I'm going to call him out. I'm going to call him out for being a ducking bitch.
Yeah, but he don't hear you though.
The fans hear me.
So
his fans hear me, and that's what counts.
So we want to hear. Bring something else to the table.
We need more voices like me. You need to start doing the same, Punch.
What
you need to start doing your job and calling out Canelo.
To lock in.
This is how we build the pressure. This is how you build pressure. So you have more of a voice. You have a channel.
But what type of pressure?
Public pressure that demands the fight.
The business of boxing don't give a fuck about the public. So
I think Benavidez needs to fight Plant, and that might demand the fight later.
Dude, Mike Tyson's demanding the fight.
What are the business decisions to get Canelo?
I think he needs to fight Kalen Plant.
What is the business decision? What is the business decision? What is the business decision to get Canelo Alvarez in the ring? Or if he doesn't get him in the ring, hurt him in a way. How you get him in the ring? How you hurt Canelo Alvarez?
You need to hurt his ego. You need to hurt his ego. You need to call.
You can't hurt his ego. Ain't nobody gonna hurt him.
Every day, every interview, I want every interviewer to ask him, why are you ducking Benavidez every day? Imagine that.
You can't shame Canelo with a David Benavidez.
Yes, you can. Fucking oath.
You cannot.
Trust me, I'll show you.
Really?
Let me talk
no,
to
you can't. No, you can't. You're dreaming.
You don't think the boxing community can,
Canelo
like,
is so far
shame him?
above David Benavidez
Tell him,
that
Peter.
it
Go on,
defies
let Peter
logic.
get it off now. Peter needs to talk now. Go on, Peter.
Let's face the facts. Canelo Alvarez is so far above David Benavidez that it defies logic. David Benavidez took a 3-fight deal to keep busy. If he keeps busy, he may get a shot. He may get a shot. If he fights Plant, he might get a shot. He's fighting Uzcategui next, and that guy is no slouch. You know, I mean, he was a champion. He's not the greatest fighter, but he was a champion at one time. And if he can get Plant after that and beat him, he may get a shot, because at that time, Canelo, you know, at 168 may come back and go, okay, I'm going to defend my belt at 168. Maybe, maybe not. But at least Benavidez is trying to put himself in the position to go ahead and, you know, and make a stab at it. But he's not going to shame Canelo. Let's check back into the hotel reality here.
Canelo's reputation doesn't change the fact Benavidez is ranked
Canelo.
number one.
That doesn't even
David
make
is
any
ranked
sense.
number one. Canelo can't run away for that forever. David is number one in the division. The public are not going to tolerate it.
David Benavidez' highlight is actually losing his belt more than winning his belt.
In your opinion?
David Benavidez is a dumbass. He lost his belt twice.
That's
Okay?
that's the highlight
So what?
of David
That's the
Benavidez'
past. He was
career,
20
is
years
losing his
old.
belts.
I bet
He's
you
a notch. He's a notch below Tank Davis, who's going to go to jail. You know, I mean, these guys, man, I don't know what the hell they're thinking. But Benavidez isn't the sharpest knife in the drawer. He lost his belt twice.
He's much sharper than you. He's much sharper than you.
Yo, Benavidez needs to get through Demetrius Andre. Demetrius Andre.
Dude, that guy's not relevant.
Yeah, but he is. He's wait.
Dude, what are you talking about?
Is Demetrius Andre ranked higher than David Benavidez in some sanctioning bodies or not?
Oh, some sanctioning bodies.
Is he or not? Is he or not?
David's not ranked at all in 2.
David Benavidez is not ranked because he's an interim champion.
You're not going to be ranked in all of them. So
now
why are you guys talking about he has to earn it? He's ranked number 1. He's already earned the shot.
All right, but you just said that some person is irrelevant and he's ranked number 1 in the WBO.
All this stuff, he needs to do this, he did. Dude, what a ranking.
What does he need to do?
Nothing. Canelo needs to do something. Get in the ring, bitch.
Wrong, bozo.
When are you going to call him out, Punch? When are you going to stop pushing the narrative?
You know how I call him out? You know how I call him out? David Benavidez and his team need to petition the WBC to make him the mandatory.
Okay, what leverage does that have? That's like
the fuck you mean leverage? You
what leverage does a
so
petition have?
So they could order the mandatory, and then if Canelo Alvarez don't fight David Benavidez, then he gets stripped from the title, and that's an official motherfucking duck.
Okay, but he's gonna get stripped anyway. Like isn't he mandatory now?
I asked you, what does David Benavidez need to do?
If he's not the mandatory of WBC,
what you think he's gonna call him out again? Call him out for another 2 years. Call out saying shit in boxing.
Yeah, and you're gonna defend him. You're gonna defend him.
Call out. No, I defend when you do the proper paperwork. As a fighter, you let me know that you want this fighter when you sign a petition, when you send a term sheet. When you send a term sheet, you send a contract. Tell PBC to send a contract to Canelo Alvarez and don't send a package deal with Charlo and Spence on it. Send him a separate David Benavidez offer a fight sheet, a real term sheet, a real contract that says David Benavidez wants to fight you, not a package deal. What has David Benavidez done to get Canelo Alvarez in the ring?
He's earned the number 1 ranking in the division.
Not a damn thing. He hasn't done anything.
Outside
the rankings don't mean anything in boxing officially. You guys don't believe in boxing rankings. We can forget about them from now on. Okay.
Officially. Well, it all comes down to officially. You know, I mean, I can't take anything away from David Benavidez. I think he's making the right move. You know, I hope he gets a shot.
So Raz don't even know what to argue no more.
Let's look at David Benavidez's point of view, though, right? The man has become, he was a champion, right? He was a WBC champion.
Hold on, rap, before you go long. Did David Benavidez say Canelo Alvarez making him look like an idiot? Or did he say his team is making him look like an idiot?
Yeah, that's the latest you heard that
he's an idiot at all. I mean, He only fought once this year. I mean, that is fucking pathetic. I have to admit, it's not good
Why
enough
did
at all.
why does he say? Why did he say they making me look like an idiot?
Because they didn't talk about him the way that he wanted them to. They were saying
They're not
that
forcing the fights, right? Isn't what he's saying? Like all of them. That I mean, none of the fighters are being forced to fight him. That's why he was pissed off.
look, at the end of the
Anyway,
day, go on, Mirage, go on, mate.
yeah, Canelo 100% is fighting. Yeah, like Rick said, the winner of Parker and Wright 100%. That take it. That I already said that like a year ago. Take that to the bank. So apparently that's going to be the mandatory. I don't know about that, but I think it's still going to be embarrassing when the Canelo fans and Canelo have been saying, what's he done to earn the fight? Who's he beaten? Isn't that going to be embarrassing when he lines up against fucking Parker in the fucking ring? You tell me. Is that going to be embarrassing?
Yo, Mirage, why
Is
you
that
so
going to be
busy?
embarrassing?
Why you so busy
Answer the
fighting for
question.
somebody that doesn't want to fight for himself?
Answer the question.
Why you so busy
You don't like
fighting for
you don't like
somebody that don't?
Punch doesn't like answering
Why are you
questions. You
so
notice
busy
it,
fighting
boys?
for somebody that don't fight for
He
himself?
likes asking his dodgy ass questions. He doesn't like answering questions.
Yeah, because you act like a queer with David
I'm not
Benavidez.
queer.
You keep on fighting for somebody that don't fight for himself. Oh, why this person don't do this? Why fucking David Benavidez don't do this? Why don't he do
Every
that?
He is doing it. What are you talking about? He's getting
No, he
ducked. He's the most
don't.
ducked
No, he
fighter
don't. No, he
in
don't.
modern history.
No, he don't.
True.
I rock with the if I'm gonna rock with the person that sends some contracts.
Well, you're gonna
Cause
rock
now
with
he
fucking
letting me know
Lomachenko,
that he really
who
wants to
lost to a
fight.
sparring partner fucking
Fuck out
on
of
the
here, man.
weekend.
How many times you gonna go to Fight Hype and say, I want Canelo Alvarez, man? So go get Canelo Alvarez, man.
We'll see
You're a
who's.
grown ass
Hey,
man
we'll
with
see. I'll
kids.
put
You're a
my
grown ass man
reputation
with
on the line
kids.
now. Punch is putting his reputation. When Lomachenko and Haney fight, I reckon it's not even going to be competitive. Haney's going to box his ears off. Punch reckons 60-40 for Lomachenko. So the audience here, put that into memory. We'll come back when they fight and we'll see what's up. That's
Then
all
we'll
I have to
see.
say.
Then we'll see. In the end of
And
the day, we all make predictions,
you're
motherfucker.
right
In
because
the end of the
I'm
day,
not
we
gonna
all make
fucking
predictions. You ain't no
I'm
fucking
not gonna
you ain't no
fucking let you
genius.
forget it, Punch.
You ain't no genius.
I got
You
no
ain't no
fucking
genius.
mercy, chump.
Pussy.
So that's sorted out.
You,
Must you,
Hey, Punch, what's the prediction?
gentlemen,
you know what? Why
gentlemen,
does
must you?
Mirage have to come with attitude, right? That way he needs to be spoken to that way every day.
See how he
Jesus.
talks to me? Have you heard him how he talks to me? He just called me a pussy. Did you not hear that?
I'm saying
Yeah,
that
you gone quiet.
don't you
You gone
antagonize
quiet.
it? Don't you antagonize this shit?
So what are you guys' thoughts
See,
on
he don't, it's not that he antagonized. The thing is, he could actually say something smart.
Yeah,
He could
and
actually
I
bring
know
something.
that Mirage
He
is smarter than the way he
yeah,
outlook.
he could
you
actually
know I'm
bring
smarter
something
than
to
you,
the
right,
table if
WRAPSTAR?
he wants, but
100%.
he
You
rather
know
just
that. I
sound
No,
respect
you
that.
ain't
crazy.
smart for shit, but we're giving you a bit more credit than the way that you go on. Like this is
Oh,
an act for
I
you.
agree with Mirage sometimes. You know, I mean, he makes some good points.
Oh,
But he plays the act, and this is what he's become, a YouTube actor. This is
dude,
not really who he
I'm
is.
100% serious.
No, you're not. You like to
You're
antagonize people.
underestimating me. That's the problem.
No, you like to antagonize. You come with your calm voice, and you sit there, and you love to ask the questions to antagonize. And then you say to people which have been in the sport for over 10, 15 years, or
Yeah,
somebody's got fighters like
it's a
Punch,
negative.
and you'll say things like,
I've been watching longer than
you'll
you
say
probably.
things like, ah, you don't know shit, man. Who the fuck are you? Where did you come from in the sport of boxing?
Well,
What productions do you own? What limited company do
I've
you
been
own?
watching probably
What
longer than you,
manager
bro.
are you? Are you doing anything for fighters in
Hey,
boxing? Or all you're doing is antagonizing people in the sport?
I
That's
watched
what you're doing, bro.
Tyson
That's what you're
versus
doing.
Frank Bruno live, okay? 1989. When did you start watching live boxing? You tell me, big boy.
Focus says, is
Yeah,
Mirage a
that's what I
trans?
thought.
No, Focus says, is Mirage a trans? If so, trans life matters.
I've been watching a long time. I just haven't been dedicated. But that gives me like more sort of vision. I've got a wider perspective.
But why
MMA,
do you have to come with your narrow mind always
Not
so
narrow, it's
narrow,
open-minded.
and
You're
like
you're
no,
fucking
why are
narrow.
you so negative? Always
The
negative.
boxing world decides, okay,
Why do you always
we're gonna
downplay
make
every?
Lomachenko, we're
You
gonna make
call all these
Lomachenko the
fighters
great.
are bums, and you call them names and
They
this
are.
that. But
So
you
many of
wouldn't
them
even
are.
be able to. You wouldn't even be able to go in a round with fucking Terry Harper. Terry Harper would knock you out, you fat cunt. You fucking
criticize me. Hang
you
on.
criticize all these boxers on a regular
Rightfully.
basis.
So why are you
What
negative
can I
about
ask you
boxing?
this though? Can
Why are
I
you
ask you this?
criticizing boxing while at the same time
I want to
Tyson
know,
Fury's
what do
fighting a
you
choke
get out
fight?
of criticizing all these boxing every day? What do you get out of it?
I get the satisfaction of telling the truth, and that's important. Telling the truth,
Well, let
that
me
has
ask
so
you
much
something,
value.
Mirage.
Yeah.
Mirage, let me ask you a question. Do you think that David Benavidez fighting Nuskataki is going to be a lousy fight?
Lousy fight. Well, he's going to beat the shit out of him, so it's going to be an entertaining fight.
So you're going to watch it?
Of course, I'm going to, and you're going to watch it with me.
You ain't a kid, and I'm going to watch it.
Yeah, Mirage is gonna die a
You're
grumpy
going to
old
watch
man.
it.
See, that's the
And I
thing
wanna-
about boxing, man. I mean, you can say, you can wish and wish and wish, but matchmakers and promoters make fights, and we get what we get. So I'm going to be watching David Benavidez fight Uskataki, and then I hope he fights Plant after that. I'd like to see it. But if he doesn't, I'm not
But
going to
you don't
cry.
make-
I'm not
No,
going
but
to.
you
I'm
don't
not going to put
cry.
a David Benavidez picture
Hey.
underneath my pillow and cry all night. You know.
When you go to a restaurant and they serve you up crap, do you just smile and just say, "Oh yeah, thanks," and you eat it? You don't complain. You don't do anything.
I don't.
You just take it.
That's not even a good analogy. That
Yes,
is
it
a
is.
fruitless, baseless analogy.
It's perfect.
Okay.
Just
So
because you
get
get
back.
served
Let's
up
get back with
something
boxing.
doesn't mean you need
You know,
to happily accept it.
I don't eat food in Australia. I don't know what they feed
Yeah.
you people down there, but
you wanna
you know
accept
what you
anything
want
they
to do
give
is
you.
stick with boxing.
Kangaroo
You
meat.
want to
Give you a
stick
lump of,
with
they'll give you a
boxing.
turd, and
You know?
you'll accept it.
What you
I
want
don't
to
accept
do
the turd
is stick with boxing. You want to stick with boxing. So you
sometimes.
don't like the Uskatexi fight? You think it sucks? Then don't watch it.
It's an average. I mean, I would have wanted more, but that's the best
In
he
your
could have got.
See,
opinion,
that's the
I think
difference
it's
is
going to be a good.
there's certain people, they're only fans of fights, but they're not fans of boxing. See, Mirage,
No.
he's a fan of only David Benavidez versus
No.
Canelo Alvarez. He doesn't like anything else. So until he gets
true.
that, then he would like boxing. But
Yeah,
he's
but
not
that's
getting
like a sport
Uskateki is a
little
good
brat.
boxer.
That's like
He's
a
a
I've been
sport
damn
watching
good
little kid.
boxing.
fighter.
I've been watching boxing before
Mirage is
Benavidez.
like a
Now I'm just
sport
more
little
into it.
kid, mate.
I'm just more into it now. I used to like Hamed before that and Pacquiao,
you
but
ain't watched no boxing. The only shit you play was with
Yeah, the only
Mike
I
thing
don't.
you're
Tyson.
No,
into,
actually, you
Mirage,
know
is your own
what? Let me
bullshit.
just tell you this punch. No, you know what it is? You got it right the first time round. He plays a little bit stupid, but he does know some shit about boxing because he has spoken about fights in the past. Like Peter said, there has been times Mirage will say some stuff and you'll be like, okay, is this guy just playing an act?
I
Like
didn't turn up like last
let me
year.
tell
Start
you
watching
what it is,
boxing.
Punch. I think he can be a way more sensible, civilized conversation with him, but he don't want to do it.
I don't want to be civilized with you motherfuckers.
Man,
You know
I
why?
know
Because for him,
that's why
you know what it is for
that's why
him.
we
This
tolerate
is
him
his.
because
This is his act. This is his
no
act.
Mirage
No, because when you guys talk
This
shit,
is his
man,
act.
I'm
Because if
throwing
he really
punches. I'm
felt like
throwing
that,
fucking
Mirage is like
combinations.
Mirage is
I'm
like
not fucking no pity patter here.
Shut
He's
the
like
fuck up, Mirage, and let him talk so we can hear
he's
it.
like
Go on.
YTBC institutionalized. Like this is
Yeah.
the what the community is about. It's about trolling. It's about disrespect. It's about being like bitter baby mamas and fucking family court when it comes
He
to
just
boxing.
wants us to
So
treat him like us, like his side piece. You know, like a bitch or something, bro. I don't know what's wrong with him.
it's boring to talk in this community. It's actually boring for most to talk strictly boxing. That's what it
That's
is.
what it is.
So to say this one is pussy, scared, ducking us, that's the fun part. That's the entertaining part. So that's
No,
what Mirage
that's the factual part.
Look,
That's
people in the
breaking
chat
the
are
narrative.
saying, Mirage is so negative.
Mm.
What'd you say to
And
that?
I'm saying it's all justified. Boxing is in a bad state. If you knew boxing from before, fighters used to fight each other. They used to be desperate.
Lies.
I want to prove myself. I want to prove myself against who's this guy? He thinks he's the best. Fuck that motherfucker. I want to fight him. Now it's the opposite.
That don't
They want to
happen.
avoid the best. Hey, hang on. Are the best fighters fighting at 168? No. Are the best fighters fighting at 160? You got Charlo. He's been champ for like 4 years. Never fought another champion at 160. 154. Yeah, fucking. We have a unified undisputed now. Okay. 147. They're not fighting. The top guys are ducking. The heavyweight Fury's fighting a fucking joke fight, and AJ's going to be fighting a joke fight. But the fights are not getting made. This is a bad state of boxing, and you guys are defending this shit.
Lies.
Sounds like you're pissed off at the entire game of boxing, Raj.
Yeah, and don't you think it's justified?
So is boxing gonna make you jump off the cliff or something?
All right, let's call it. Let's call it. Did
I'm
Tanaka?
so fucking depressed
let's-
over boxing.
Let's do a quick run then. Did Tanaka fought Ioka?
Dude, I don't give a fuck about those midgets.
No.
dude.
I'm
I
going
mean,
by what you're saying. Don't. What you mean you don't give a fuck? I'm going about actually you. I'm going to
Was
try
I
to
wrong with what I
justify
said?
what you're saying. You're saying that we don't see
Hang on.
fight the best in their respective division. So I said,
Did I say
Ioka
anything
Tanaka.
wrong?
Did Ioka Tanaka fight? Yes or no?
Apparently.
Okay. Did Nonito Donaire and Inoue fought? Yes or no?
Okay, sure. So
Did
sometimes,
okay. Did Fulton?
So your argument is
Hold
sometimes,
on, let me keep on going.
rarely. No.
Let me keep on going. What happened? You scared? You scared I'm going to
No,
prove
I'm
you
not
wrong?
scared. I'm saying
So
you're
let me
being
keep
bad
on. So let me
faith.
keep on going. Let me keep on going. You give me the yes or no. Did Stephen Fulton for Brandon Figueroa?
No, I'm not playing your game.
Yes or no?
Hey,
Yes
did I
or
say
no?
anything
Yes
wrong?
or no? Yes or no? Yes or
Okay.
no? Yes
So
or
your
no?
argument is sometimes,
Yes or no?
rarely,
Yes or
the
no?
best
Did
fight the
Shakur
best.
Everybody
Stevenson
knows
for
that
Oscar
it happened.
Valdez?
Keep
No.
talking, Punch. Keep letting
No,
him.
Did
Punch has been
Shakur
good.
Stevenson
hear
for
it.
Did Shakur Stevenson for Oscar Valdez?
Yeah.
Sure.
Did Teofimo Lopez for Lomachenko?
Uh-huh.
Did Ramirez for Josh Taylor?
Answer, Mirage.
Dude, this is not the point here.
Yes or no?
Yes or no?
Yes.
All right, we ain't seeing then in the welterweight we haven't seen blood and spits. We all know that. Now let's move to the 154. Did Brian Castano for Jamel Charlo?
Okay, and that's one fight.
In the
I
middleweight
already said
division, did we see
154.
in the middleweight division? Did we see
Again,
triple
okay,
in the
what
middleweight
you're-
division? In the middleweight
Yeah,
division, did
I'm
we
not
see
answering.
Triple G
No.
versus Canelo Alvarez?
No. Good. Okay. The point is,
We're
No,
not
say
finished
yes
yet.
or no.
We're not
No, but
finished
that's
yet.
beside the
You ask
point.
the questions, or I'm going to shut this stream down. If you want the answers, you got to give the respect. So, Punch, people are saying keep it going. That's what they want to hear. Go on.
Did Canelo Alvarez face Galen Platt for undisputed?
Yeah, but that's besides
Yes.
the point. He didn't fight the best fighter.
Yes, he did.
Yes, you did.
Now we're
That
waiting.
wasn't the
Now we're
big- that
waiting.
wasn't the biggest fight.
Now we're waiting on the winner of Baturbia that got the 3 belts. He's gonna fight Anthony Yarde and Sudo Ramirez and Bivol, and the winner gonna be fighting for undisputed. So I'm already happy with the light heavyweight division because they fight. He's
That
fighting
fight
his
hasn't happened yet. You
mandatory.
don't know if that fight's happening. So the point is,
No,
sometimes,
but
yes,
look, but even
sometimes.
Bivol and Sudo Ramirez is still he's still fighting the best because Sudo Ramirez is number 3. He's the 3rd guy.
So sometimes good fights get made. The point is, I never said they never do. So the game you're playing now
No,
is
you
this
said
pointless.
they never do. That's why we're
I'm
going
saying
by all the
they don't
divisions.
get made.
And I'm proving
They
you
don't get
wrong that we
made
are
often
watching.
enough.
All right, and let's go to the women. Did Amanda
And they're
Serrano
not even
fought
the
Katie
biggest
Taylor?
fights. Half those
Did
fights,
Amanda
most of
Serrano
those
fought
fights,
Katie
nobody
Taylor?
even knows
Did
who those
Savannah
fighters
Marshall?
are.
Did Savannah Marshall for
Dude,
Clarissa
I don't-
Shields?
w-
Did
w-
Michaela
hey,
Mayer? Did Michaela
women's
Mayer for
boxing doesn't count. Dude.
Alicia
Don't even talk
Baumgartner?
about
Is
that. That
Chantel
doesn't even
Cameron going to
count.
be fighting Jessica McCaskill?
That,
Did we already see Tyson
that
Fury
doesn't even
versus
count.
Deontay
Women's
Wilder?
boxing doesn't
Did we
count.
see Tyson? Did we see Anthony Joshua versus Alexander Usyk? Shut the fuck up, man. Fuck are you talking about, man?
Yeah, and who's
Boxing
he
is
fighting?
good.
Who's he fighting
Punch.
next?
You're a slave. You're a
Punch.
slave to Canelo and
Like, what?
Benavidez.
No, what
Punch.
you're doing? You're
He doesn't
defending.
appreciate he just doesn't appreciate the sport of boxing. That's what the problem is. There were some good fights this weekend, and
Okay,
Mirage
there's been
just
about this-
doesn't
there's
he
been
doesn't
about-
it's beyond his comprehension because he doesn't understand number one, doesn't
There's
understand
been-
the sport of boxing,
Yeah.
and number two, doesn't
I
appreciate
understand
it.
No,
Yeah,
the
that's
point is,
bottom
there's been
line.
3 to 4. There's been 3 to 4 like really big mega fights this year at best. 3 to 4 in the UFC. Literally, like every month that happened. So you guys
And
don't even
watch the
understand
UFC.
the reality of the
And
situation.
maybe you ought to put a pair of boxing gloves on a kangaroo and get out there and
Hey.
smack it,
Mirage
because
is a
you
bitch,
just don't
man.
appreciate the sport of boxing. You don't appreciate the sport of boxing, Mirage. Let's face
I
it.
Mirage, you get
appreciate it
kicked out of
appropriately.
everywhere.
You don't like it. You're a spiteful. You know, I can't say you're
You're a fanboy.
uneducated,
You're a
but you're a
fanboy.
spiteful little man that thinks he's
Yeah.
smarter than everybody else, sitting in his little house,
Yeah.
and you're sitting there, you know, critiquing boxing when you don't even appreciate the sport. So
You get fed scraps and you're satisfied. You get 1 or 2 good fights a year, like big mega fights, and you think that's it. You're happy. Well, most of the time,
we got loads
you're
of people
getting
in the
bullshit
panel.
fights.
I think they want
That's your
to.
problem.
I got loads of people in the panel. I got some people here. I think they want to address you, Mirage. What's happening, Frank?
Hey, what's up, WRAPSTAR? Nah, I don't want to address Frank. I want to talk real boxing.
Oh,
Yeah, Frank, you were talking
No
to
one cares
Dustin
about
yesterday.
Mirage.
right
Was that
on,
you,
man.
Frank,
We
talking about a
got
top 10
cursed
fighter
out,
is
bro.
elite? Was that you? Yesterday, you were supporting that argument?
Mirage, you've been kicked out of everywhere. That's the truth.
No, I
and
haven't.
You know it. Yes, you have.
No, I
You used to be on another channel. You know it. They kicked your ass out. You know who I'm talking about.
Who?
Mirage, don't act stupid.
Who?
You know
You're
who they
making the
are.
accusation.
Was it
Who?
BDA?
Yeah, he got kicked out of there too.
No, I got booted from just one stream, and then I left the server in
Who
protest.
did you say? What channel did you mention on my channel, bro?
Yeah, they're a bunch of bitches over there anyway.
Who's
I'm
that?
just
BDA crew.
he's
They
a
can't
known
appreciate
troll, bro. He gets
can't
booted from
appreciate
everywhere.
Delusional
free speech.
arseholes. Yeah, go on.
Yeah,
Hey, we
you know
got
that
somebody else. Who's that in the back? Who's that? Clobinator.
Yo, what's up, you guys?
Clobinator, you're a boxer yourself, aren't you?
Yeah.
So how do you feel about Mirage speaking about your sport the way he does?
Mirage, he doesn't understand anything. I spoke to him, what was it, last night or the night before
Yeah.
about it. He says that if you're a top 10 boxer in a division, you're not elite.
Yeah.
I mean, by definition, you know,
Yeah.
if you're a top 10 boxer, that means you're one of the 10 best dudes in the world at boxing at that weight class. That's by definition elite.
So under your logic, under your criteria, that means Anthony Durrell is an elite fighter. He's an elite super
He was
middleweight.
at one time.
No,
Yeah, he
he's
was.
ranked. Hang on, he is currently ranked top 10, 2 divisions plus rings. So you agree Anthony Durrell is an elite fighter? You're going to say that publicly?
Yeah, man. If he's ranked top 10 as a consensus, he's one of the elites. I mean, if you don't
So
think he's
you're
elite, then
officially
come up with
publicly
your
on the
top 10.
record. Anthony
If you
Durrell
don't
is an
think
elite
he's that
fighter
elite, if you
today.
don't think he's elite, come up with your top
You
10
just cooked
in
yourself,
that
bro.
weight
You
class.
just cooked
Come up
yourself right there. You
come
should
up
just
with
log
the
off right now.
what happened?
You just cooked yourself.
I just cooked myself. So come
Yeah.
up with the top 10
He didn't
fighters
cook
that you
himself
think that
at
are
all.
elite.
Anthony
He
Durrell
just
is
said
an
Anthony Durrell
elite
is an
fighter.
elite fighter today. That's what he just said. How many people
Yeah,
in
he
chat
is.
believe that? How many
He
people
is
in
at
chat
his
believe
weight
that?
class.
Your boy David Benavidez believed that.
Ooh.
I don't know what he believes.
Ooh, he got you there.
Hey,
Your
you
boy
can't
David
take anything
Benavidez
away
believed
from
that.
Anthony
Damn.
Durrell, man. He can fight. Come on.
He was elite 3 years ago when David beat him. I agree. Not anymore.
Oh, come.
David destroyed him.
That's your opinion.
The Clubinator
You
just
know?
already KO'd him. He's been
It
on here
ends
like
up being you know
2
what
minutes
it is?
on.
It's boxing,
So
but
I
it
got
ends up
KO'd.
being a fight too. You know, you just don't understand the sport, do you?
Hey,
Yeah,
you guys in
Durrell
chat.
could have
just
knocked
admitted that
Plant
Durrell
cold.
was elite.
Durrell could have knocked Plant cold at any time. It
Does
could have
anybody
happened.
in chat believe Anthony Durrell is elite in
You
2020?
just said Anthony Durrell was elite.
Within
You
the
literally
boxing
just said
world,
he was elite.
within the boxing world and
Oh.
boxing
You
gyms
mean every
around the
fighter?
world, in boxing
Yeah.
gym around the world, where there's a lot of fighters strive to be. Do you know how many fighters in the world would like to be in Anthony Durrell's position?
So that's your criteria. Look, we're going to
For them,
include
that's
people in
elite.
local gyms.
For them, that's elite. Now I'm talking about even professional gyms. To
Okay,
be
bro.
in even in Anthony Durrell's position, even have the career that
Good.
he
So
has,
Benavidez
is a
TKO'd
dream.
an elite champion. Okay, that's great.
He's an elite fighter.
Good. So you're giving credit to Benavidez. TKO.
What'd you think? Hey, what'd you think of Kiko Martinez last week? 36 years old, knocks out they had to stop the fight.
I don't know
Yeah, but he's washed up too, right? He just beat a champion. He just beat a world-class champion.
With nobodies.
You know, I mean, you don't know nothing about boxing, man. You know nothing about fighting. You don't know anything about fighting.
I've got standards.
Because he's not
I
a
don't waste my
man.
time with any
You
old
got standards, man. I'll
random
tell you where your
dumb.
standards
No,
are.
Mirage
They're
is not a
sitting in your
man.
little room, in your little basement, and your spiteful little self down there critiquing everybody, scared to come out and talk your smut.
And yet
when
I'm
you
always
do,
right.
people
You
just,
notice I'm always right.
they just tell you go away because you're
And yet
not
I'm
making
always
any
right.
sense.
I've been saying for how long that Canelo's overrated. It's been proven true. He got his ears boxed off by Bivol. He looked like shit against the fucking old Triple G. I've been saying Lomachenko's overrated. He lost to
I
a
didn't think
sparring
he looked
partner
like
on the
shit against
weekend.
him. He beat him, didn't he?
He looked
Did he beat
mediocre.
Did he beat Triple G or what?
How did he look is the question. Not if he beat him. How did he look? Did he look good, or was he getting
If they
was he
so
getting
overrated,
outworked?
why you want
Was he
David
getting outworked in the
Look,
champion?
what are you talking
Yeah.
about? Look, those guys are punching each other, and you're talking about
Oh,
looks.
so that's too complicated for you, is it? You can't comprehend what I'm saying. You
Oh
just
my
look at a
gosh.
scorecard. Oh, he beat
You
him
don't
on a
know anything
scorecard.
about it, man. You
That's
don't
just,
know anything
This
about it,
dude is
man. Those guys are
ultra
punching
negative.
each other in the
I've
face,
never heard
and you're
somebody
sitting
so
there. It didn't
negative.
look
so
good.
you can say this guy's
You're a mook.
crazy, but I'm
You're
right.
a
I
mook.
end up being right.
You don't make any
I
sense,
end up
man.
being right.
You know, I
And
mean,
when
those guys are
Benavidez
punching
becomes
each other in the face, and you're sitting there going, "He didn't look good doing it." You mook. You know.
and when Benavidez becomes undisputed at 168 and 175, you're going to remember this dude Mirage. He knew what's up. You're going to remember.
Oh my
You're
gosh.
Yeah,
going to
but I
remember.
guess according to you, he did it.
And then
He
I'm
did
going to
a
take
fighting
over the
bum
whole
since
YouTube
nobody's
fucking
elite.
community.
Then go
Then they're
start
going
your
to
own
know.
channel.
They're going to
Loser, everybody
recognize
booted you already.
this guy knows. I
You
thought this
got
guy was
booted
fucking
already.
crazy.
People don't
He
put up
was,
with your shit.
and you're going to bow down as well. Trust me, eventually. We're all going to do it.
Yeah,
Hey, you
Mirage,
bow
realize it's
down
about
to what? To your hairy pussy?
Yo,
Probably
Yo,
don't
Mirage.
watch any of the preliminary belts either.
No, you
Oh,
know
because
what?
they're
You
all
know
fucking
Mirage is not
nobodies,
a
bro.
man because he don't. A man respects. A man. That's
Just
the first
tunes
thing.
in for
We all
his
respect each
favorites.
other.
A man respects those who deserve respect.
No, all these guys
That's
deserve some amount of respect. That they're champions or
we're
they're
duckers. You reckon
elite.
Crawford deserves respect for ducking for 4 years now, fighting some ranked number 9 fucking nobody?
But you
That
have to
doesn't deserve.
respect him of what he's done.
No.
Yeah,
What's
you
he
do.
done? What's he done?
But that's what I'm saying. You're not a man. You don't
What's he
respect
done?
anything or
But
anybody.
here's
You
a
lack
couple of
respect.
names, past prime
No,
fighters on his
you lack
record.
respect as
What
a
will he
man because you
gain?
don't respect
Tell us all.
yourself.
Tell
I
us
just
all.
don't. I just don't get
What
on my
will
knees for
Canelo
these
gain?
dudes like you. I know you like getting on your knees.
What will
No, you
Canelo
don't
You're very
gain?
respect
good at it.
yourself. It's obvious.
But
What will
you
Canelo
lack
gain
I don't
if he
do
beats
that.
David Benavidez? If Canelo Alvarez fights David Benavidez and then he beats David Benavidez, and let's say David Benavidez retires after the fight, what did Canelo Alvarez gain?
He took out
He'll be
like
inducted to the Hall of Fame, and tell me
he
what he's
took
going.
out a monster, a guy who's recognized as a beast, who's ranked number
The
1.
monster that beat
Great
what?
talent, a great
A
talent,
monster that
a
stepped
great
on
talent.
cockroaches.
It would be, I
So
think,
now the rankings
his
matter,
best win.
huh?
It will be his
Now the
best win.
rankings
If he beats
matter.
Benavidez, that'll be his best career win.
Now it matters that he's ranked number 1, right? Before it didn't matter the top 10, but now the rankings do matter, huh?
It's bullshit.
It's more than just rankings. It's a combination of things.
Oh
I don't care. I'll be saying the
Look,
same
I'm
shit.
saying
If
the only
Benavidez is
way.
ranked
Look, I'm
fucking
gonna take it
20th.
like this. The only way that it counts for Canelo Alvarez if he beats David Benavidez, if David Benavidez becomes a multiple world champion and beat other elite fighters. But if Canelo Alvarez fights David Benavidez today,
He's already beaten
and
one at
beats,
least, hasn't he?
hold on. If
The rules
Canelo
are elite,
Alvarez fights
so
David Benavidez today, and David Benavidez does not capitalize or does anything great after the beating that Canelo Alvarez would give him, then Canelo Alvarez ain't beat nobody.
people who understand the boxing knows.
Nah, man,
what
they
a
won't know.
talented
They won't know by
fighter
the
is.
time. By the time he's inducted to the Hall of Fame, they wouldn't know nothing.
Yo, Mirage is gonna
People-
cry if Zurdo wins. You know it's over, right, Mirage? If
Why?
Zurdo wins,
Why?
you know why, right?
Why?
Because
David
people
will fight him
are
and
gonna
beat his
forget about
ass.
David. All they're gonna be talking about is Zurdo Ramirez.
That's fine. Build him up so David can take him out. All the better.
David ain't taking that smoke, and you know it. He would have did it
Smoke.
already.
I mean, I don't think he's going to. Okay, what's your prediction for the fight again?
I think Zurdo Ramirez probably stops him late.
I think if
Bivol,
David wants to be
hang on,
king,
Bivol?
Mirage, if David wants to be king, he don't need to look at.
No, hang on. Don't interrupt,
He needs
WRAPSTAR.
to. No, shut the fuck up. It's my channel, pussy. I'm eating my sandwich.
Yeah, but have
You're
some
gonna
manners
listen
at
there
least.
like a little kid.
Don't be a bully.
You're gonna listen like a little kid. I'm not gonna stop.
Go eat your pie,
I'm not
whatever
gonna
you're eating.
stop. I'm not gonna stop. Let me tell you what he's got to do.
Don't talk with
He's
your mouth
no,
full
shut
either.
the
It's rude.
fuck up, you pussy. You kangaroo eating motherfucker. I've had enough of your fucking trolling bullshit. Nobody cares. We like having you here because sometimes we think you're entertaining, not
I
us.
wasn't trolling. I'm talking about
We're
the fight
trying to
this
get you out of your
weekend.
mental institute that you're in.
Yeah, we have to let him get it out.
You got some
Then
problems.
he'll
You
go
got a
back to
bubble.
eating
I
in
told
about
you, don't speak.
10
You're in the
minutes.
bubble. You're in the bubble, motherfucker.
All right. So
You
your
need help.
prediction
You need
is
help. No. There's no prediction. You need help. Let's keep
Bivol,
it honest. You need help.
Zerto
And we
stops.
need to, as men, embrace this situation that Mirage needs psychological help here.
Okay, bro. So
Let's
you're on
be
the
honest.
record now.
No, Mirage. We're going to turn into a counseling show. I want you to be honest and tell us what you really are suffering from. What is your problems?
Dude,
so
we're
we
talking
can
about
help
this
you.
weekend's
I
fight.
know
I'm
what
being
it is.
serious
I know
here.
what it is.
What is your fucking... No, this is Dr.
I don't know.
Rapstar. This
I haven't
ain't no
gone to a
Rapstar
psych.
boxing, bro. I'm
I
your
haven't
fucking
gone to a
doctor.
psych. I haven't
I need
gone.
to help you, bro. I'm your fucking doctor.
Rapstar, let me be your assistant, and let me and this is what it is. And
I'm serious,
I
bro. I need to
understand.
help
I
this
understand.
geezer.
I
I need to help
understand.
him punch.
And it's not a joke. It's not a joke. But
It's
I
not a
was thinking
joke.
about.
This is not a joke.
I was thinking about what Mirage said the other day, and it's actually the reason why I did that new channel. Mirage said that he hasn't seen his kid in a long time, so maybe his frustration is that.
Oh, what?
This is an
I don't have
intervention.
kids,
Your
bro.
brothers, Mirage, just let
I don't
us
have
know what's really bothering you.
So
I
this
saw-
is
The baby
trolling.
mama?
Hey, this is trolling.
I think you know
You're
what,
trolling
Mirage.
now.
Mirage is so hurt, punch. He's
Did he
lost
say
some
that?
woman.
Yes or no,
Let
Rapstar?
me
Did
tell you what this woman's done to Mirage. She fucked his best friend and his fucking brother.
Now
Nice.
you're
Let me tell
man.
you why Mirage is such a hurt
Rapstar,
man.
come on,
And
man.
the fucking problem is
hey.
Mirage's fucking woman has fucked his best friend and his fucking half brother.
It was bacon
Alright.
and
And
eggs.
you know what
And
the
his
problem
father's
is?
his uncle.
The
Mirage.
problem
Hey,
is
me and
Punch,
Frank were talking
Punch,
about
you
the
know
big
what the
fight this
problem is?
weekend.
Punch,
You
Punch.
interrupted to
She
troll.
never
You
even took it
interrupted
in
to
her
troll.
mouth. She took it straight up the arse.
Oh, God.
So Frank, that was you, right?
And he
Frank,
can't face it anymore.
Rapstar.
He has to take it out on Canelo
You want to
because
talk
the
proper
man looked
boxing?
like Canelo Alvarez who fucked her.
Do you want to talk proper boxing?
Bro,
I
the
was
man
talking.
had ginger hair.
Oh, okay.
And now it psychologically has demented Mirage. We need to help
Hey,
him,
are you gonna
brothers.
finish trolling? Are
Hey,
you gonna finish trolling?
no. I'm not using my fucking influence on my channel. I gotta help you. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna start a GoFundMe for Mirage's mental health.
Oh, I'll agree with that. Send that cash over. We'll
Yeah,
sort that out.
please send it over to Rapstar44.
So Frank,
Cash apps only. I'm gonna slap Mirage up and save his life.
so you think Zerto likely stops Bivol? Is that your official prediction?
Yeah, he's gonna be bigger than Benavidez, and you know it.
Zerdo's
Okay,
gonna
hang
fuck
on,
your bitch.
hang on. We're going to put the reputations in line here. Okay,
I think
I'll gladly do it.
Reputation.
I think Zerdo's gonna
So
do your
if he doesn't
job.
stop him, we don't have to. We don't even have to go that far. Like Zerto's going to like be dominant. He's going to
Yep.
comfortably win at least.
And
at
Canelo's
minimum,
gonna
right?
retire. Canelo's gonna
Okay.
get one more win, retire. Then you got nothing.
He's take note of his prediction. My prediction is obviously the opposite. I reckon.
What's David gonna do when Canelo retires? He's
I'm
gonna
not
come
talking
back
about-
with one more
I'm not
fight and
talking about-
retire. No, that's what's gonna happen. Zerto's gonna be right there. I'm sorry, Mirage. When Canelo retires,
I'm
you got
sorry
nothing.
that
My
Canelo
prediction
looking
is Bivol-
motherfucker fucked your bitch
is
like that.
Bivol-
I'm sorry, bro.
Bivol
I'm
easily
sorry that
outboxes.
Canelo Irish looking motherfucking guy.
Bivol easily
your woman.
outboxes Zerto.
That
That's my
you
You
can't
better
get
hope,
over it.
Mirage.
You
We're
can't
We're going
get
to see
over
who knows
it.
more
You'll
about
have
boxing.
nothing. You'll have
We're going to
nothing.
see who knows more. Okay, you're on the record now. You
You're
just fucked
scared,
up.
Mirage. You're
You're
scared.
just fucked
Zerto's
up.
gonna win.
fucked in the head.
I don't think Zero is going to beat Beevil. I think it's going to be I think what's going to happen is Beevil is going to outbox him for the first 6 or 7 rounds, and then it's going to turn into a war at the end. But Beevil has stamina, and
No, I'm saying Mirage is scared. That's what he better pray that Zerto loses, because if Zerto wins, man, it's not looking good for David, because Canelo's gonna retire next year.
Oh, yeah. Well, David,
Well, I don't even
David's doing a
understand what-
good job. You
I
know,
already said.
David's got a 3-fight deal. He's trying to bring himself back. You can't kick on the guy for that. I mean, he's trying to, he's got Uzkataki next, and then who knows after that? He might have a good fight after that too. I mean, but getting in line for Canelo, who knows?
Yeah,
It's
but
a
it's just
flip of the coin.
my point was it's just not a good idea to build your career around one man. Look at how it's affecting Haney.
He's not.
Like,
He's
don't
already
build your
two-time
career
champ.
off one person. It's gonna end up bad.
Yeah.
It's just not a good idea.
Anyway, yeah, but when he's the top, when the top pound for pound is in your division, there's nothing wrong with like, you know,
No,
having a
I don't
focus on
care.
him.
I just hope for you and your mental stability that Zerto doesn't win because you're gonna be crying. It's gonna look bad for you.
Why don't he chase? If I was David Benavidez, I'd be like, you know what? I would like to become a light heavyweight undisputed. I would like the winner of Bivol Suldor. I would like the winner of Anthony Yarde and Beterbiev.
Because he
Why
has
not that?
unfinished business.
Yeah,
Because he
that's good.
fights at
Yeah,
168. Do you understand? He fights at 168.
Fuck the 168.
He can't make
How about
the
if
Why?
weight.
Canelo Alvarez retires next year?
So fuck the biggest opponent in the sport. Just who cares about that?
Yeah,
Let me go
because
fight
you're
a
young and you
known.
can stab and you could carve your own legacy, just like Jamel
How do
Charlo
you?
did
Okay, you carve your
154.
legacy
How do
by
you feel
beating
about
the
that,
top
Miral?
pound for
But what's
pound
so
guy.
wrong? What's
What's
so
so wrong
wrong?
about that, Miral?
Hold up. Do you
How do
don't
you
believe
carve
it?
your
Let me ask
legacy?
you a
How do you
question.
carve your
Let me
legacy?
ask you
By
a
beating the
question.
best fighters, right?
You don't believe in David
So
Benavidez that he
you're
could
contradicting
become.
yourself, Punch.
You don't believe in David Benavidez that he could become a Canelo Alvarez? Does he need Canelo Alvarez to
Yeah.
become a Canelo
How do you
Alvarez?
become how do you create a great legacy? You beat great fighters, right? So
Sometimes.
yeah, so when Canelo
But
fought
that's why I
Mayweather,
just
when
mentioned
Canelo
Jamel
fought
Charlo though.
Mayweather, do you think
That's
that
that's
was a
why
smart move?
that's why I mentioned Jamel Charlo. He became undisputed. He carved his own legacy. He's going to the Hall of Fame. If he goes to the
Yeah.
Hall of Fame, it's not because he beat Winky Wright. He became the guy. Why don't David Benavidez become the guy?
Yeah. What
Roy
would
Jones
be
Jr.
better for the legacy?
Roy Jones Jr. became the guy.
Yeah.
He didn't handle these legend that he needed to beat to become Roy Jones Jr. Why you gotta depend on Canelo Alvarez?
What will be better for what will be bigger for legacy? Getting undisputed versus a bunch of nobodies like
So
Castaño,
Beterbiev and
or
Bivol is
let me
nobody.
fucking talk, or beating up all-time great
So
Canelo. What will be
Beterbiev
bigger
is a
for the
nobody.
legacy?
So Beterbiev
Dude,
is a
nobody
nobody.
knows who the fuck he is, man.
Hey
He's got
yo,
some hype.
David Benavidez beating
He's
Arturo
got some hype.
Beterbiev will actually be more interesting than him beating Canelo Alvarez.
What will be bigger for the legacy? Beating up Canelo or Beterbiev?
But for me, Beterbiev.
No, I'm talking about
be a
the
Yep.
boxing community historically. What's a bigger
Better be
scalp
a-
on his
The
record?
casuals that don't
Why
know
don't you
Beterbiev?
just ask the chat if you don't
Yeah.
ever always
So
disagree with
Canelo
Punch?
suddenly he was a top
What's
pound for pound guy,
what's better
an
for
all-time
Benavidez?
great.
Beterbiev for a higher weight for 3 belts or Canelo Alvarez? Answer the question.
Okay,
Answer.
Canelo Alvarez is apparently an all-time great, and now you're arguing
Oh, now
beating
you're
some
gonna call
some
Canelo an
unknown
all-time
dude
great.
has more value. So
Now
beating
he's an
Canelo
all-time
doesn't have
great.
value.
You see how it is? You saw how we caught Mirage?
You didn't catch me. You're
Now,
living
Let
in
it out.
fantasy
now
land.
you said who Canelo Alvarez really is. There you
Yep.
go.
No,
Let
no.
it out, Mirage. Let it out.
I'm saying
Let it
how
out.
he's perceived in the boxing community. You're claiming Canelo's an all-time great, while saying it's not very impressive
Fuck
to
what
beat him.
anybody else say. What
You're having
saying?
it both ways.
Is
You're
Canelo Alvarez an
dishonest.
all-time great?
Uh,
Is Canelo
What?
Alvarez an all-time great?
The boxing community thinks he's an all-time
What the
great.
boxing community? What do you
No,
think?
that's the point. What is I don't decide legacy. Unfortunately, I don't. The boxing community
All right,
decides
so all right,
legacy.
if you don't decide it, so that means that Canelo that
So
David
I'll tell
Benavidez
you
could fight
irrelevant.
Sudor,
If
could fight
David beats up
Beterbiev.
Canelo, that's a far bigger legacy fight than fucking Beterbiev. Some guy with 18 fights, 19 fights, he's barely fought anybody. That's not a big on his legacy. It'll be okay, but it's not comparable to fucking the top pound for pound guy. Don't play games.
Did
Don't play
Bivol
bullshit
become the
games.
top pound for pound guy by being Canelo Alvarez?
Who?
Did Bivol became the top pound for pound guy by being Canelo Alvarez?
Well, a lot of people have him in the top 10 suddenly.
So let me ask you a question. What's a bigger win? Bivol being Canelo Alvarez or Bivol being Beterbiev?
For legacy, it'll be Canelo.
Dummy. You
Crazy.
Bivol will
How am I
become
crazy?
undisputed
Canelo's
if he
beating an
beats
all-time great. How
Beterbiev.
is that not a fucking the biggest legacy fucking
He didn't win nothing. Bivol didn't win nothing by being Canelo. That's why Canelo is still undisputed at super
So
middleweight.
beating an
He beat a
all-time
little
great
guy.
means nothing
He
for
beat a
legacy
name.
according to Punch Drunk Boxing. There you go,
For
folks.
his legacy, he
There
will
you go.
become undisputed by being Beterbiev, who's regarded as the best light heavyweight.
So
Regarded
beating
pound for pound
all-time
as
greats in their
well,
prime
and regarded
doesn't
as
mean
the most
anything on a
one of the
resume,
most
folks. We
threatening
heard that right
fighters
there.
in boxing today, bro.
So
No.
then by that logic, you think that Earl Spence beating Manny Pacquiao would have been more legacy cementing than beating Bud Crawford?
No, Benny Pacquiao was past his prime, so that's different.
No,
He was
it's you
41.
said it, beating an all-time great. That cements it.
He was 41. I said in his prime. Nice try. Try
Weren't you
again.
just saying that
Canelo was in his
barely
prime.
beat Triple G? That Canelo looked trash. He got beat by Bevo. So how is
I
he in his
don't
prime
decide
according to you?
legacy. The boxing community decides legacy.
But you were talking about before Canelo's out of his prime. Now all of a sudden Canelo's in his prime.
I don't get to decide. I think he's out of his prime. Everybody else thinks, oh, Canelo's amazing.
Here we
Canelo's
go.
in his prime. Canelo's improved so much. That's what everybody thinks. So if you take out that fighter, that's a
Let's
huge check mark for your legacy. That's the biggest.
let's
Okay.
will it.
If you don't understand that, you're dumber than I thought.
But it looks like you don't understand why we're talking about this right now. See, Peter was
No,
so,
you're
what,
trying to
Peter,
play
what Peter
gotchas
was
and I
saying.
just destroyed your
What
punch.
Peter was saying is
You
why
took it on the chin.
just pay
You're getting
attention to
your
Canelo
legs.
Alvarez.
Your legs are getting weak.
Why just pay attention to Canelo Alvarez when you have the opportunity?
He's the biggest name in the sport and the top
Fuck
pound
just
for
the
pound
biggest.
fighter.
So you just going to chase the biggest name of the sport?
That's boxing.
But
That's
that's why
boxing.
David Benavidez ain't fighting nobody like that.
No.
Because he's just chasing the biggest name of the sport. So now he's injured, not going to be fighting till next September. What the fuck
David's
you want David Benavidez to do to fight? Who else next?
David is fighting whoever he can fight. He hasn't stopped, so that's another bullshit
Why
narrative.
doesn't he go after somebody else rather than just go after
They
Canelo
don't want
Alvarez?
to fight him. They are
Why does
scared.
he want to dictate his whole career
They
over
are
Canelo
scared
Alvarez?
to fight him. Any other questions?
Why he's scared to move up?
Because he's not finished at 168.
Is he an interim? Is he an interim title holder for the WBC?
Yes. So why would
Could
he
he
give that
take
up?
that WBC and
He's
move
built
up and put
himself up.
himself in position for the WBC
So why should he?
at light heavyweight?
What
Yeah.
now? David is ranked very high at 168. You want him to give all that up and go start again at
He'll be ranked
175?
higher.
That's
He'll be
dumb.
ranked higher.
He
on
will
the
be
list.
ranked high at heavyweight
No.
as well, at light
Yeah.
heavyweight as well.
Yes, he would.
Yeah, maybe WBC, but not as an overall in the
So
division.
what?
That's the only route he's going through.
So what? You could get a
That's
big.
his business.
Hey, yo, Rolly Romero got Javante San Davis because he was just ranked in the WBA #1. That's it,
Yeah.
and he got that big fight.
Again, he is higher ranked already.
Earl Spence was only ranked in the IBF, and he got Kell Brook.
Why are you using the standard for Errol Spence? Errol Spence has been at
Yo,
147 forever.
I'm just giving you. I'm
Why are you
talking
being
to
a
a guy that
hypocrite?
don't know shit about
What about
boxing.
Triple
I'm
G?
teaching you.
Triple G never moved up his whole career until like when he was a pensioner.
David
Why didn't he
Benavidez
move
is
up?
big
Oh,
enough. David
yeah,
Benavidez.
Triple G was ranked top pound for
David
pound,
Benavidez
beating up
is skilled
bums.
enough. David Benavidez is skilled enough and big enough
So
where
he's
he
more
can take
skilled than
that
prime Triple
WBC
G.
interim and
He's
put
more
himself
skilled
in
than prime Triple
position for
G.
the
I'm glad you admit
WBC
it.
mandatory, bro.
I'm glad you
That's
admit
what
it.
we're saying.
Triple G fought his whole career at 160. He didn't move up. He was top pound for pound. Yet David, he's not allowed to fight at 168. He must move up. Do you know why? Because you want to protect Canelo. You want to get David out of the division so David doesn't beat him up.
Nah,
That's
man,
your strategy. I
no.
called you
You know
out.
what we doing?
I see your bitch ass
You know what
strategy,
we
bitch.
doing? You know what we
Yeah,
doing?
you're trying to run a protection racket for
Is that
Canelo.
we see what you don't see? You know what we see? We see that David Benavidez is a
Oh,
talented young fighter, that he does not have to wait for just a Canelo Alvarez, that he's talented enough to go up the light heavyweight and challenge those champions because he is good enough
he
and
will.
big enough
He'll
to
do
do
that
so.
after.
What time
He'll
out?
do
What
that.
you
He'll
want
do that
is for
after.
David Benavidez to submit his career on waiting on Canelo Alvarez and do not
He's not
accomplish
waiting.
anything until
Yeah.
he fights Canelo Alvarez.
He's not waiting.
That's what
He's
you
fighting.
want.
He's fighting. He's the
That's what you
interim
want. You're
champion.
not a David Benavidez
No,
fan.
David is building up his
No, you don't
reputation and
believe in
legacy
David
at 168.
Benavidez. You don't believe in him.
What do you think, the new people in the panel? What
He
do you
will go up
think,
to
Tip Bailiff?
175 later.
Yeah. I
So
just
you guys have
think
gone quiet.
I think we all want to know, Mirage. I think the number one question here is, and you've been like, regardless of if we disagree with you, you've been watching boxing a while. So, when was it that you first realized your sexual feelings for David Benavidez? When is it you realized you were sexually attracted to him?
When he
You're gonna ask
found
me
that
a
he
question.
could
I'm not
troll
gonna
on
answer it.
YouTube.
Hey, give me a grown-up question. When you grow up, then I'll
Yo,
answer you.
Mirage, I got a real question for you. What got you into boxing? Like, what fighter got you into boxing?
No fighter specifically. I don't know. Maybe Tyson.
What
Maybe
fight?
sort of.
What what fight I should say. What fight got you into boxing?
No, I don't know. I don't know any specific fight. I just like combat sports. So I like watching
No.
combat sports.
This is the truth.
Oh, you
This
don't
is the
like the answer.
truth.
This is when Punch doesn't like the answer.
No,
Okay.
this is the truth. This is the truth. Mirage, he just know how to troll channels, and that entertains him. If it was the other way around, then
When did
he'll
you
be a
start watching
Canelo.
boxing,
If
Punch?
David Benavidez was Canelo Alvarez,
Time for you to start answering
arguing for
questions,
Canelo
chump.
Alvarez.
When did you start watch boxing? When did you start watching boxing, Punch?
When I started
And I'm
watching
not talking
boxing,
about
I started
replays. When did you start watching it like live?
live. My first fight was amateur fights.
Yeah, when?
Golden Gloves. I don't remember.
Yeah, what
Probably I
year?
was
What
6,
year?
5, 7, something like that.
Yeah, but that doesn't even count when you're watching it, even though
What
we're
you mean they
watching it
don't count? You said
as a
when I
kid.
started
But when you
watching
can watch
boxing.
anything on TV, that your parents will
That
put on. So when
counts.
did you really appreciate, like,
Counts.
being
Golden
a
Gloves.
Leon's
They used to
fan
point,
of?
have
he said
Golden Gloves
amateur
around my
fights,
way.
Dude, when I was sick of watching it, like
There
anything,
was
it
a
doesn't.
gym. There was a gym. There was a gym
Yeah.
2 blocks away.
So
So
how
you
old are
see the
you? Like
Golden
you're
Gloves
in
all
your
the
20s, I
time.
guess. You're in your 20s or something.
I
I
don't think
watched my
Mirage.
uncle. I
Mirage,
watched
have you
my
ever
uncle
been to a
box
boxing
Golden
gym?
Gloves
I'm
down
not
here at
talking
the
about
Avalon
anyway. I'm talking
Ballroom.
about
Mirage,
professional
have you ever
boxing.
been to a boxing gym? Have you
I
ever
don't
been
need to
to a
go to a
gym and
fucking
talk to
boxing
people?
gym.
Have you ever
When
been
did
to a
you start
boxing gym?
watching professional fighting on TV, like professional fighters? You didn't answer. I don't give a fuck what you're doing in gyms.
Professional
Yeah,
fighting
why
was
you
the first
don't talk?
time. Ever since I can remember how to speak.
Okay, I don't know what year that is. It's
All
Yeah,
right. Well,
like,
Mirage.
Mirage, how did you become a fan of David Benavidez?
I'll
He's
tell you
not a
how.
fan of
I'll
David
tell you how. Hey,
Benavidez.
I'll tell you how.
He just hates Canelo Alvarez.
No, I'll tell you how. When Tyron Woodley was fighting Jake Paul,
Yeah.
and Leon Love started talking shit to Woodley in the locker room,
Mm-hmm.
Jay Leon?
yeah, Leon Love, and then they started, about he was boasting how he's a champion, he's going to fight this guy. So I YouTube Leon Love, and the first thing that comes up is Benavidez beating his ass. That's when I found out about him.
David Benavidez fought a dude who used to go to my gym, Philip Jackson.
Oh, I think I saw that fight.
Yeah, he's a black guy.
Black dude, yeah, bald or something, bald hair.
Yeah, I used to be a Sugar Ray with him.
Yeah. I think he put a beating on him.
He knocked him out 2nd round. No,
So what
Yeah.
happened? He saw a guy called Jay Leon Love,
Yeah.
and he fell in love with the opponent, David Benavidez.
Because
Yeah.
I can recognize a special fighter. I saw, holy fuck, this guy's a fucking machine. Who the fuck is this?
Well,
Yeah, he's a
when
machine in
There you
bed.
go.
That's what you were thinking. He's probably got a
he's
So
a machine in your
I've
hands,
got an
you kind
educated
of
eye.
waking over David.
I've got an educated boxing eye. I can recognize.
Yeah,
This
you
guy's
can
a
recognize the
Mayweather
bulge in
game.
his pants. You can recognize his crotch.
I can see a fighter just a couple rounds, and I understand what's up. I can recognize.
Yeah, I
That's
know you
high.
know
That is
what's up.
high level.
Something else
What
is
did
up
you
too
see
when
Can't
in
you're
a
even
watching
couple of
comprehend
David
that.
rounds?
Benavidez.
What did
You
you
can't
see in
even
a couple
comprehend
of
that.
rounds?
That blows your mind right there.
Oh shit!
Something else
Blows
is
your
getting
mind.
blown too when you think about David Benavidez.
And that instantly I knew, man, this guy's just gonna fucking destroy Canelo. Let's make that fight happen instantly. Just know.
Love at first sight, mate.
Oh yeah.
And posts his skeleton looking pictures when he looks like a skeleton at the weigh-in.
Yeah, he looked like
Oh, he
Skeletor.
actually looked good in his last. He looked the best he looked in his
He
Lemieux
looked
fight.
as bad as Devin Haney.
He didn't look like a skeleton. He looked fucking healthy.
Well, the last time I seen him at a weigh-in, he did. I don't know, maybe seen something different.
Go look at the Lemieux photos.
All right, let's keep it moving, guys. I'm gonna start
Yeah.
with you, Frank.
Yeah.
What's your highlight of 2022?
2022, Inoue destroying Nonito Donaire.
Wow, a lot of people are very impressed with Inoue. Why was Inoue your highlight of the year, bro?
Because I haven't seen anything like that since Manny Pacquiao was blitzing through all the Mexicans.
Wow.
I mean, remember what he did to Ricky Hatton? When's the last time you seen something like that?
Yeah, it's true. He totally beat up Nonito Donaire, didn't he?
Yeah, people, it's messed up because people, when they think of Manny, they see him in his last days, but they forget how explosive this little guy was. We're talking about a 108-pounder just blitzing through people. Then Mayweather started the campaign to destroy his name. So, But if you watched him, you knew you'll never see that again until I seen this Inoue guy, just explosive. I mean, like Better Biev's a great puncher, but he's not doing that.
I mean, that's a very good highlight. You're giving it to Monster in a way. Yeah, I mean, that's a very good choice, man. Good choice. Peter, what is your highlights of 2022?
My favorite fight of all of 2022.
What
Let's
stood
see.
out for you? What stood out?
I think Pitbull versus Tank.
What stood out for you?
That was it. Pitbull versus Tank. That was my favorite fight.
That was your favorite fight for 2022?
Yeah, I thought Pitbull beat him 7-5.
Okay.
I watched it 4 times. Pitbull walked him down. The only time Tank hit him was in the middle of the ring. Otherwise, Pitbull had him pinned. He had him running. Yeah, it was a great fight. I
Good,
thought,
man.
great robbery of the year, but, that's just my opinion.
All right. What do you think, Clubinator? What's your highlight of 2022, bro?
Man, I think probably Bam Rodriguez versus Sor Rungvisai. The young buck dismantles an old legend in a crazy way too. Puts a beating on him, TKOs him. That's something I think a lot of people weren't expecting from Bam Rodriguez, and it was a statement because now a lot of people in the loop are saying, "Yo, Bam." A lot like now people are like Bam is going from prospect to people being like, "Oh man, I see him beating Chocolatito. I see him beating Estrada." So this man is being thrust up to the elite level very quickly, and with the skill you see in the ring, it's only a matter of time before he becomes like a really big star, even a pound for pounder, if he continues racking up these wins and growing from these fights, learning from them. So that was my
Yeah, not to
highlight of the
interrupt.
year.
I was just gonna say that was 1B for me. That's exactly what it was between
Yeah,
for me.
damn right.
What about you, Tip Bayless?
I had to take time out to think, but I'd probably say
Keith
Charlo.
Furman versus Mario Barrios.
I mean that is probably that's
That
like
was
the
you. Was you really? Was that your highlight of 2022?
see that's the highlight at the beginning of the year
Yeah.
because he had to start it off and he's about
Yeah.
to end it.
Yeah.
But
Did he fucking? Yeah, go on.
midway through it'll probably be Charlo Castaño.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a good fight. But come December 17th, man, we're coming into AT&T Stadium with our Bass Pro Shop T-shirts, courtesy of the Keith One Time Thurman Foundation, and we're walking away with these titles, man.
He was serious with the keep thing.
I'm so serious.
Oh, okay, my bad.
I'm so serious.
Really, bro? The beginning of the year,
Yeah, I
that
was
was your
like,
highlight? Not even Valdez Stevenson, like.
Nah, I don't think that. I don't. Nah. I told y'all Charlo. I told y'all Charlo Castaño.
yeah, that was a
Okay.
good
Oh,
one.
Charlie
Took me
Castaño.
out of my
Okay.
own
Okay.
stream. Took me out of my own stream. Mirage, what's your highlight for the end for this year, Mirage?
David Benavidez fighting Luis Gonzaga.
No, I got another highlight. My highlight of the year is Bivol boxing Canelo's ears off. Beautiful, beautiful stuff.
That's a good
Love
one,
that shit.
Mirage. You
And you
loved it,
still
didn't
didn't
you?
buy it.
And I picked it.
Mirage,
That's a
you
good
didn't buy
Right.
it though. Mirage
I know
bum
you
ass didn't
guys
buy it.
went with the narrative. Oh, Canelo, he's gonna beat Bivol. He's gonna fucking. He's
Nah,
the
I didn't go with
a
that. I
great
always knew
fighter.
Bivol was going to be Canelo. I always knew Bivol was going to be
Okay, I'll
Canelo.
give you a little bit of respect. You're not as deluded as I thought.
I always knew Bivol was
You know,
going to be
most
Canelo.
people like the boxing community. This is the point. This is an example of in the
Okay,
bubble.
next. Mirage said
Hang
his
on.
piece. Next.
You know,
Yeah,
like
next.
it was like
We don't want to get into this.
90% at least of the boxing community thought
Come on,
Canelo's going
Rapstar,
to
what
beat
was
Bivol.
yours? This
This
guy
just
was
shows
I
the
like let him
delusion
go,
of the
let him
bubble.
go, let him go.
Yeah, this just
Let it
shows
out,
an
Mirage.
example. This just demonstrates what I'm talking about. This is evidence. Everybody in the Mayweather
Later,
gym,
General.
literally all of them. Go watch the video. They all pick Canelo, and these guys live and breathe boxing, and they're fucking deluded. Rings Magazine all pick Canelo. All you Muppets, most of you guys pick Canelo.
I didn't, but okay.
Yeah, we know WRAPSTAR and Punch. They pick Canelo. We already know that. So, and they were
He's
wrong.
so upset that we pick Canelo.
This is why you need to look outside the bubble, and that's what I'm
Yeah.
trying to do to help you guys out. And you need to
Can you
show
tell
some
us-
respect,
Can you
WRAPSTAR.
tell us how to find you on Twitter, your company, your mental
Dude, I
hospital,
don't need that shit,
so
bro.
we can
Waste
come
my
and send
time.
you some flowers?
I don't think anybody
I
on
might
this panel picked Canelo.
I might
to win
set up a
that fight.
GoFundMe. I might do that. I'll consider that. You guys can just
GoFundMe,
cause
yeah.
it directly.
No, but come on, Mirage. What else was your highlight?
I'm
Give
going to
us
start
something
charging
else.
soon for these appearances. You should
What else-
appreciate while I'm still
What else
for
was
free.
your highlight, Mirage? Was your highlight George Cambosis letting Australia down?
Nah, fuck Cambosis. Benavidez destroying a former world champion, Lemieux.
All right, let's keep it moving now. All right, let's Frank. Who's the fighter of the year, though? Who's the fighter of the year? Who achieved the most?
Bam Rodriguez right now, but if Bivol wins, then it has to be Dimitri Bivol.
No, but who's the? Oh, if Bivol wins, Bivol should be the fighter of the year.
Yeah, he would have to be.
Not Devin Haney.
Fuck no. Hell to
Devin
the
Haney
no.
became undisputed, bro.
Beating Cambosos. Nah, that doesn't count. I'm sorry.
No.
Bam Rodriguez is more impressive. That's just the end of it.
Yeah, that's true.
Who's your fighter of the year, Clubinator?
I think probably Bam Rodriguez, man. What he did to
Fighter of the year, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Kyoguchi as well is a good shout.
Gypsy King fucking knocked out Dillian White with one uppercut.
Yeah, but Dillian White, I mean, he's just like a gatekeeper at this point to me, you know. So I like Kyoguchi. You had this year, he knocked out Bermudez, and he's fighting tomorrow to unify against Kenshiro Taraji, who's been a top fighter for a while now at that weight class. So if Kyoguchi pulls off the win tomorrow or tonight, I don't know, the timing is weird because of Japan, but if he does that, he could be a nice shout for that. But right now I got Bam Chocolatito also. If he beats Estrada in the trilogy, that's a nice shout. But right now I got Bam, man. I'm really impressed with Bam so far.
Okay. And anyone else, Peter? Anyone else to look out for this year?
Yeah,
I have. Oh, okay. Go on ahead.
George Campbell, the guy came in, 2 undisputed fights. He showed us that he had a granted chin against a big puncher in Devin Haney. You know?
Are you inside of a cave, bro?
Yeah, I was just about to say he's in a tunnel.
I think he's driving in his car. I bet that's what it is.
He did not say Devin Haney, right? That's what I
think
caught.
he said Devin Haney. I think he said Devin Haney is the
No.
greatest fighter of all time.
He's an all-time great.
Yeah, now he's fucking got some medicine from Mirage on Devin Haney.
Oh wait, no, y'all didn't hear me. Y'all didn't hear me.
Nah, bro. Go ahead. Go again,
I
man.
was saying, no. Fighter of the year, man, George Cambosis.
Huh? Okay.
Yeah. 2 undisputed fights against he had a granted chin against a guy who's known to be a puncher in Devin Haney.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'll roll with it.
Man, that's funny.
I have 2 favorite fighters. So because I like all the fighters, I can't really. It's hard for me to pick anybody because I like them all. But my 2 favorite fighters are Pitbull Cruz and Gary Antoine Russell.
Russell? Ah, man, I have to call foul on that one.
Gary Antoine, man, he'll take him out. He'll take you out.
Bartholomew, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little shaky, but
Hey, you guys need to look out for a 6'3", a 6'3" super lightweight Gary Cully. Look out for Gary Cully.
Oh yeah,
everyone. This guy's got some potential. He's a very tall fighter, very rangy. Reminds me of Paul Williams. Remember Paul Williams?
Yeah. The windmill.
Yeah, a tall guy at lightweight. And look out for Gary Cully, people. But look, on that note, Rapstar's going to be out of here now. I've always appreciate you guys coming over here. So we'll catch you on the next live, fellas.
All right, man. Everybody except Mirage.
All right.
Hey,
Peace.
Mirage, your last words, mate? All right, then fuck off.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Hey, everybody who came
Thank
to
you.
the chat. Hey, everybody who came to the chat. I'm going to catch you guys on the next one, fellas.
For
I'm
sure.
out of here.
Like,
Peace.
Have a good one,
Peace
man.
out.
Cheers. Take it easy, man.
Peace, guys.
Move. 1, 2. That's it. That's it.
Right, what's going on here, Donny's on the next? Barry's actually going to propose to Sandra. Sandra has been giving Barry mad head lately, and he's witch, yeah? He's doing this behind the back of the boys because they know, yeah, they would have cussed him out for proposing to Sandra. Tracy had one job to do, and that was to record it. But she's all over the bloody place. Barry's clocked that she didn't get the footage, so he's going to propose to Sandra again. Oh, for fuck's sake, Tracy! What's going on?